Michigan.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Lots to get to today as the tournament has officially kicked off in a predictable blowout in the second game. Virginia, once again, has no offense. No surprise there in a 25-point loss to Colorado State.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Should have never been in the tournament. Everyone knows that. Shouldn't have been in.
Do you mean that?
Oh, absolutely. Should not have. They had like 4 or 5 games in a row. They scored like 40-some points in the ACC. And
They scored 42 last night.
42. And it wasn't shocking, though.
No.
It wasn't like, can you believe this?
No,
it was like, no, this is exactly what they do pretty much every game.
They don't score. That team cannot score.
They went 9.5 minutes. They scored 2 free throws, and they didn't score again the rest of the half. They scored 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. They didn't score again.
Well, they got 14.
Yeah, 14. So they played really well in the second half. They really did.
Yeah, they did.
They played super.
Great.
They had 42 points in the game.
14 and a half. They didn't score a
No, period.
field goal
No.
for 10 and a half.
Was it a field goal for 10.5?
Field goal.
Field goal, yeah.
Yeah, they had some free throws.
No points in 9.5 minutes.
Nice job.
0 points.
Nice job.
That's a tournament team right there.
Nice job, Tony Bennett.
67-42. It was a very predictable result where CSU had way more to play for. They hadn't been there for a while. I mean, they obviously the mid-major playing against a former champion in the ACC.
Just caught myself, though. Do we got a problem?
What?
Is it kind of a bad look for us, Nebraska media, to sort of poke fun at a team that's won a national title when Nebraska
5 years ago,
when Nebraska's never won a game?
Well, I will say
Should
this:
we check
also,
ourselves a little bit.
They deserve something. They haven't won a game in the tournament since they won the title.
Is that right? Wow, that's a good
The
stat,
last
Bill.
4 or 5 games, 5 years.
Is that right?
Not won a game.
They have not won a game.
Not won a game. Two entries into the NCAA tournament were all based off of coaches. Was Virginia and Michigan State.
Yep.
Those two.
Ooh, absolutely.
Those two. Michigan State should not be in based off their. If that was
They got a 9 seed.
If that was India,
Right. Then that's stupid. They should at least be in the playing game.
yeah, they should have been a 12 seed or a 10 seed.
Absolutely.
If
I agree with
Michigan
you.
State has anybody else as a head coach, they're not in. They're not in the tournament. That's the Fred Hoiberg team.
They're on the same line as Northwestern.
Yeah.
But there's no world this year that exists where Michigan State and Northwestern are the same seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
Shouldn't exist like that.
Do you have a problem with that?
Michigan State was the 8th seed, weren't they? They were the 8th seed in the Big Ten. Northwestern was the 4, and they
4
could have been
seed.
the 3.
But yeah, I mean,
It was strictly
it's not great.
it
It's
was
not great.
It was HBC head ball coach.
Yep.
That's what
That's
got him
not
into
great.
And if they would have went in as a 12 seed, I'd have been like,
That costs.
No, they
somebody.
went in as
As a 9.
As a 9.
Comfortable 9.
Comfortable
Like,
nine.
no questions asked. You're in with ease.
They're basically in the same game as Nebraska.
Yes.
Nebraska was a 3 seed
Yes.
in the Big Ten. They were an 8 seed.
seed.
See, the problem with Michigan State getting in and Virginia getting in is somebody didn't get in, like Indiana State.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Somebody you really want to see. Did anybody want to see Virginia play?
And scored 42
No.
points.
You want to see the guy goes by the name with the goggles, Larry Nerd.
Yeah.
For Indiana State.
I heard him called. I heard he's called also Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Kareem.
I mean, you want to see Indiana State.
Yes.
That's who you want to see.
That's
you
a
want to
good
see,
story.
How about a Rick Pitino team in there fighting
Yeah.
away? Instead,
And
we
they're
got-
playing good basketball too.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay, now this is interesting. Michigan State gets a 9 seed.
Yep.
St. John's out. Indiana State, by the way, was 29 in the net.
29 in the net.
29 in the net.
I'm with Pitino where he says like, do not bring up the net again. It's fraudulent. He said, and I
say
agree.
that. I saw that on
It's like
TikTok.
don't talk about the net.
Yeah.
Stop it. Just stop with the net talk.
Hmm.
Yeah, Indiana State got robbed.
They did.
Just incredibly robbed. And
29.
That's you want
29.
to see. You
Yeah.
want to see the Sycamores. You don't want to see that way you just saw. Can you imagine every time that ball just clanked off the rim?
sickness.
The committee must have been going like, ooh,
Ugh.
ooh.
I believe
the
that
committee really
What if
needed.
they got
Virginia-
stuck in the 30s? I mean, they had 42. They could have.
There was a
lost
chance.
in the
That could've
30s.
39.
There was a
A
chance.
tournament team.
What if they stayed on pace and posted 28? That would have been incredible.
Nice job,
67,
committee.
28.
Who could have saw that coming? Everybody besides
Sort of.
the committee.
it's sort of, see, I mean, I don't know what you guys did. I settled in to watch it, and then I just settled out of it. I was
I
like,
did
no, I'm
too.
not doing this.
Yeah, I still know. Well, I enjoyed the 9 minutes. The clock just kept running. I enjoyed watching that. I texted my dad to make sure he was watching the games last night. Just make sure
He was a coach.
This will be a good game to watch.
Was he a hoops coach?
Yeah. What's it? Absolutely. Yeah, like 25 years ahead head coach as hoops. But the first game was fabulous. Absolutely
That
fabulous.
is Howard Wagner.
Yes, unbelievable. The last 3 shots that they missed to tie the game was incredible. And Wagner wins it with 7 players. They suited up
That's it?
7.
Wow. I didn't know
They
that.
Why
suited
were
up-
they down to 7?
Injury. Suited up 7.
Wow.
Only 7 could play.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey,
And I have something here. It could be
Please.
an idle chit chat because
please.
Jake McCaud yesterday, because he pretty much was on our side when you and me said, no, the tournament starts today. And then in the spillover, he said the tournament didn't start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, you
definitely,
doubled-
I'm definitely
yeah.
going to Thursday's my tournament.
You doubled.
Yeah.
No, but you agreed with us on the air. We have it on radio,
Well,
and you agree. McCaud.
happened?
If I had to
What
correct, the tournament to me begins Thursday. I just don't watch these first
100%
couple games.
false.
I know.
2
It's
of the
fine.
teams have been to the Final Four.
I know that.
So all that happened was they didn't make up games. So here, listen to me here.
Wasn't Bill convincing yesterday?
So I did some research.
Yeah, it was,
Steve.
but I still think Thursday's my thing.
The 2 teams have been to the Final Fours. Several have been to the Sweet 16 off of the, and it's not playing
Off the what?
games.
Playing?
It's the first 4.
Okay.
The field expanded is what happened. They didn't make it up. They did it.
I
to,
want
to
you
put
guys
in-
to hammer this out.
The
please.
field expanded. So let me walk.
I'll
you,
moderate and I'll be fair.
Let's walk you through something. In the 50s, when it was at 16 teams.
16.
Okay.
Research.
And then in 1975, it went to 32. So I remember my dad in 1975. He goes, I won't fill out the bracket until the first round's over because it's 16 teams.
Ooh.
That's what it is.
Ron.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not. It's 32. Expand. Oh, and then 1985. Then it went to 64. So in 85.
Wait a second. What year?
85.
85.
Oh, I'm not going to fill out my bracket. 64.
85.
That's dumb. Those are playing games. 32 is when it starts.
80.
No.
85.
Yeah. Then they changed. I think it's 2001 or 2. This has been going forever with the first.
Do you know when they changed it to the first 4?
Probably been almost at least 10 plus years.
I think it's been longer than that.
Now, Jake, we're not. Hey, Bill, we're not going to attack Jake.
20.
We're not going to
12.
attack him. But why did you change your tune in that short of time? What happened?
Because I go back to the argument we always had about Nebraska, that it would be so Nebraska to get their first ever tournament win at a time where people could argue if it actually counted as a win because it wasn't the round of 64. So I went back to that horrible argument we always had. We had that horrible fear we had as a fan base, thinking that's the game they're going to win, and then they'll
That
lose
was your
in the
biggest
64.
fear. You have concerns. That
Well,
was your biggest
as
fear
in
for
the-
Nebraska to get a win in the first 4.
It is the
It's a
conversation
tournament
that
win.
follows that, Bill.
No.
It's not a concern to win
So
the
how
game.
did the games count in 85 then?
Here's the
I
how did
wasn't
that-
I wasn't alive. I
How
couldn't
did,
tell
how
you.
did that count?
Jake.
Jake?
You're in trouble on this one.
I'm not.
The tournament began last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
The court was marked NCAA tournament. It was the
Yeah.
tournament. It
Yeah.
wasn't anything but the tournament.
They didn't play
And
it.
if Nebraska would play in and they won the game, that would be their first NCAA tournament win. That's it. There's no
There's no way
argument.
around it.
Yeah, I know.
And then,
there's
and,
really
then,
not.
and then he agreed with us.
No,
and then
but
he,
here-
then he then
here's
all
the
of a sudden
deal,
when AD and Raph went the other way, which is their opinion, which is fine, and then he McCawed.
Here's the deal: is that you've got these teams are playing in
We've got you in a
Dayton.
pickle here.
They're playing at Dayton,
You're fine.
and they go then to a regional where everyone else is at. They go to a actual regional with 8 teams there playing. They're right now in a place where it's Dayton. They play one game and then they're on to the actual.
Yeah, it's
bracket.
it's an
It's a
actual.
playing
What do
game.
you mean the actual? They're in the
It is.
tournament.
They're in the
You
tournament.
got Omaha. You got all these sites.
It's a 16
Dayton is its own
Dayton's
little
a-
site for
Dayton's
2
a-
days.
What is Dayton?
Isn't
A
it?
It's a
site. You
play-in
just said
site.
it.
It's a
No,
play-in site.
No, it's not.
They made the NCAA
Absolutely not.
tournament.
They expanded the tournament to 68. That's what they did. They didn't make up 2 playing games just for fun.
Jake, you would
Yep.
agree it's a 68 team field.
But you know what hurts the argument
What-
right
would you
now?
Would
agree?
you
Would you
disagree?
stop?
Yes or no?
It is a 68 team field
Thank
for
you.
the
Thank
bracket.
you.
Now,
That's
here-
it. We're
here's
good.
what hurts
We're
you
good.
guys'
We're
argument.
good.
Here's
Got it
what
on. We
hurts
got
you,
it
though.
recorded. Hey, cut that, Josh. Cut that.
Even
Doesn't matter.
You said it.
So on the airwaves, you guys said it. If you pick the game last night, whether you picked Colorado State or Virginia, that's who you should stick with. Now the bracket doesn't care because you pick. If you're doing a bracket, we have our brackets right here. If you pick it, you just circle that game. You say either Colorado State or Virginia, whoever would be your pick to win the second game. They don't care if you actually had the first game.
That's not an argument at all.
It's just a
you're in the field.
It's just a quirk in a contest. I mean, Jake,
it's the field of
in a contest.
It's the field of 68. It's not the field of 64.
Right.
It's the field of 68, and they have been to the Final Four.
I know. I'm saying that for the sake of Nebraska basketball and its fan base, I hope Nebraska wins Friday, so we don't have to worry about if it happens again.
Your argument
Nebraska's in there.
No sense.
You don't have to worry about it being the first.
If you just would have said emotionally, I just don't want Nebraska to win this, but I understand what you're saying. No, you're pushing back on the whole scheme just because of Nebraska, and that makes no sense.
I'm tying Nebraska into it. Absolutely.
In the court of law, you would lose this every time.
I'm not a lawyer.
If we were all of a sudden, if we hired Sipple's dad to represent us in this case,
how that would go. I just don't. I'm surprised by your stance. Frankly, you're a very reasonable person.
I'm trying to be reasonable right now.
You're being reasonable enough.
The common fan that doesn't watch all basketball throughout the year says Thursday, Friday is when I'm tuning in, so I'm watching all day basketball.
I get that.
They're not watching the first four games of Wagner and Howard.
People watched last night.
Again, counselor, that doesn't mean the tournament didn't start last night just because people chose not to watch.
Yeah,
here's the response, and I'll read both sides here. I will represent both sides of the issue.
It won't be fair. We know how you do that. I'm going to. You won't represent YouTube.
No,
you won't. You'll leave YouTube out.
I'm going to
do it every day.
I'm going to get to YouTube.
Do it every day.
We'll go to text line first, and then YouTube. Okay.
Yes.
Brett, Minnesota says the bracket pick'ems are open until Thursday. They don't close Tuesday. So I am with Jake on this one.
That's just a bracket contest.
The contest quirk. It has nothing to do with facts.
The quirk.
Joe says it's called a play-in game, so you're playing.
It's not called a play-in game.
It is called the first four.
It's called the first. So so just eliminate that one. Scratch.
Okay, scratch that from the record.
Scratch that from the record.
I scratched it too. I agreed with that. They scratched that from the record. It's fine. But again, another person, Railroader Matt says the bracket contest begins Thursday, so they don't count these first two games.
It's a bracket contest. You're talking about something completely different. Here's the one question. The two games from yesterday.
Yes.
Can either one of those teams win the national championship? Yes or no?
Yes.
Case closed.
Case closed. That ends it.
I don't even know.
Over.
You don't need to go any further than that.
You don't. You really don't have to go any further than that. They can win it. They've had two of them go to the Final Four.
Yeah.
In fact, UCLA went to the finals. They went to the final game.
We rest our case, Your Honor.
Yes.
They should have been in the 64 originally without this playing game.
The rest of this argument...
Mossman, please comment.
The rest of the argument is extraneous from this point.
Yes.
Here's one on your side here, okay? We got a couple that on your side. I told you.
No, your side. We win our side.
David from Renew says the tournament started last night. Filling out bracket starts today, though.
That's a difference. If you want to say that. If the tournament started yesterday. That's when it started.
There's a distinction that's critical. David made a perfect distinction.
Sanderson says the tournament starts on Thursday. Nobody had to have their brackets filled out last night.
The bracket has nothing to do with it.
He said, I don't care what they call it. It's a play-in game, period.
He's wrong.
He's 68-team field. Yeah. You had to make it.
68-team field.
They were put into the field.
They were in the field.
Yeah.
They can win it. That ends it all. They can win it.
That's
the key. If you couldn't win it, it's like, hey, listen, if you're in the first four, all you can do is get to the Sweet 16. Then you're out. You're done.
Then I'd be like,
you're not deserving. You weren't in the tournament.
It just starts and ends with that concept. It's not hard.
So if there's all this conversation may go to 96.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you don't touch a bracket then until it gets to 64.
That means the tournament's dead. Really, at 96, it's lost its luster.
I 100% agree with you on that.
68.
We've already had the expansion. It never happened then. Never happened.
When did it go to 64 officially?
What's that? 85.
85. Okay.
Yeah.
So they give it. Hey guys, do not fill your brackets out till it gets to 32. Then you start it. No, they didn't do that.
It works.
Not the way it works.
Keep the bracket thing. It's not an argument. The bracket.
And also your whole thing, just you're up in arms about it. You would totally, that me and Sipple are correct on this. You're just like, but I don't want it to happen in Nebraska. No. That is not the argument.
My question about if it went to 96, is where the bracket comes into play right away, is if everybody's playing in the round of 96, not everyone's playing in these first 4 games. It's to get in the round of 64.
They're all playing. There's 68 teams in
these
field.
two teams.
It's not a 64. It's not a
64.
plus 4. It's 68 teams that are in.
They're eligible to win.
They're eligible to win the tournament. That ends it all.
They're in the field.
They're in the field. They can win it all.
That's
Ends
not
the story.
that hard to do.
No, but I'm saying
Anyway,
on the bracket, you have
we've won this
perfect-
one, Steve. Thank
you.
you.
Have it perfectly. Then you have this little onset in the side. If you do 96 and hey, this is a perfect bracket like this where all teams are in the original. There's no play-in.
Are you really doing this?
Stop, Jake. Stop. You can't win this.
Text line is 50-50.
Is it 50-50?
50-50. It's not a
surprise.
But the other one,
win
but
or
it's just,
loss.
but one side is factual, one side's emotional. So that's
Yeah,
the
well,
problem.
that's
And
sports, Bill.
And if you want to have it
bracket
emotional,
sports.
that's fine.
Take the bracket thing out.
Fine.
I mean, I don't even know. I don't even buy the bracket argument because I filled out a bracket today that had Colorado State moving on, and who was it? Wagner moving on. Yeah, Wagner moving on.
You just filled in the bracket of what happened.
This is just a pushback on history, on just habit. Habit was that before they made this change it was 64 teams this time. You fill them all out, and then all of a sudden there's this bonus too. You know why? You know why I got all wound up? Because you had to have it in by Tuesday, and that is not what people wanted to do.
No.
That's the only reason,
Right.
Jake.
I think that must be it. And don't get into this worry about Nebraska if they're ever in it.
And then you have that. That is bizarre.
Well, that's what.
That's
No,
what
there's
fear
no
here.
debate.
There's no debate. Thank you.
They can end the debate if they win Friday, and if it happens again, well,
Yeah.
they've already won their
So
first
you're
game. There's
telling
no
me
con-
Nebraska wins next year. You're gonna be like, I think it's 68. You're right.
No, I would say
Well,
it's still it's
hold
the
it
same
now.
conversation, but
Time
there's no
out.
fear about Nebraska's first ever win
If
coming
you
in a
If you go back
controversial game.
If you go back to our show yesterday, you agreed with us, and then you went to the spillover
I
and
wish
you
I-
I need
changed
to
to the
listen
other
to that
side.
and see what I was
Yes,
doing because
yes.
I do not feel that way. I need to see why I
Yes.
said that.
Oh, in our show?
You
Yeah.
did. You
Yeah.
agreed with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It technically started last night. Technically.
That technically wins. Technically.
It did.
But
Stop right
I don't
there.
know.
Are you
Emotionally,
eligible?
it does. I don't
So
know.
here, so
Stop
let
right
me
there.
ask you this.
Take
Steve.
your emotions out of it.
We get to a certain age, it's like technically you are eligible for Social Security.
Yeah.
That means you can get it.
You're eligible.
You're eligible.
Yeah.
Technically.
You're eligible.
Technically does that wraps up the whole
Right,
word.
that's it.
That's it.
Stop the
Technically.
conversation. You're fine. I
It's
think
okay. Just
I
move
think
on.
you're-
Technically.
I think you know
I just
what.
don't
You know,
accept it.
You know
the worst
the right
part. The worst
answer.
part
Well,
is
this
he
is-
knows too.
this
That's the
is
part
like-
that's the most troublesome right
See,
now.
I feel like this is weird though because you guys are the ones that are always about better times, which I love the better times argument. And I'm going for better times where 64 to me was better times.
Oh, it was.
There was no debate about these first 4 games what they were.
I don't
what
think
they
there's
are.
a debate though. See, I don't have a debate.
See, I have
in
my
mind.
own version of better times right now.
See, I sat down yesterday because I
Imagine
thought,
that one. Better times. What's your better time? 64 instead of 68. No, because guess what? You know why? Here's the deal. You watched the crap out of those games last night.
I did not.
You watched games last night. You knew
I
everything
didn't
about
watch
the
them
game.
last night.
That's not
March
true.
Madness started last night.
I tracked them.
Yeah.
I didn't watch them last night.
You had something else going on then or something. You were not home watching a movie, I'll tell you that.
I was doing some work last night.
Yeah.
You're
whatever.
fine. I think you actually know.
He knows. It's okay.
Tonight,
Nebraska.
by the way, tonight, if you're curious, there's
Yes.
2 more games in the first 4
Okay.
playing
Give it
slash
to us,
playing.
Jake.
Tonight you will have where's it go? Grambling and Montana State, 16
Take
seed.
Montana State in
That's
that
a
one.
540 tip. They are 4.5-point favorites in that
I
game.
like
Bill.
Grambling, but I'm pulling for the Mickey Josephs down there. But I think Montana State wins that one.
And then at 8:10 on True TV, Colorado and Boise State in a 10 seed battle to get into the round of 64.
And those two should not be playing in that game either.
They both should be in.
I
What's
like
that?
You
like
think-
your hoops.
Yeah,
They should be in the dance
they should
without
be in.
the
Yeah.
first 4 games.
Yes.
Boise and Colorado. So that's at 8:10. Colorado 2.5-point favorites in that one. True TV. Check that out. That is Extended Idle Chit Chat, sponsored
That was
by
good.
our friends at Newton's Lawn Care. Call or text Andrew at 402-440-6297. Reminder, 50% off your first fertilizer application this spring.
Okay, we do that argument every so often, but Bill got involved, and that was good. Me and Jake we've
had
done
a
that
lot.
before.
Yeah, we fought.
And I came down where you did. I always did. I never
We just
never.
had so many facts that had to just crush you. It just had to crush you.
I didn't
It just had
understand
to.
then why we were doing it?
He
I
only
still don't
fights on it
understand.
because he's terrified of Nebraska's
That's-
first win. Other than
That's
that,
it.
he'd be on our side.
100.
That makes which again
100,
makes no
Bill.
sense. Makes no sense
100.
whatsoever.
That I will. No, I will agree with Jake on one thing. It would be annoying if it happened. It would be annoying because a lot of people would.
Yeah, I
They're not
I
obviously
agree with that.
annoying.
See, that's I don't like the annoying factor.
I'm going to tell you right now,
It'd be annoying. You'd be annoyed.
if for some reason, which I think Nebraska rolls, I think they beat A&M by 15.
Do you?
They'll roll them. But anyway, let's say that they didn't.
Okay.
The amount of hope I would have that next year that we're in a first four game would be incredible. Because then Jake would be like, "Do you want us to lose? Is that what you want?" No. We're first win.
Let me be very clear on something. I
I
understand.
hope we lose. I don't want our first win.
I don't want it to be
I don't
this
want
way.
I don't want to be this way. I don't want to win.
Yes, I'm getting a lot of texts saying it would. Let me be very clear. I know that the game, if Nebraska won in the first four, would count as their first ever.
So and
Tournament
again,
win.
What are we arguing about?
That ends the whole
I don't
argument
want it
again.
to be that.
We're putting you in the loony bin.
You are right
no,
now. This
no,
is incredible,
no.
Jake.
I
Jake, the
know it
hole
would count.
is deeper and deeper every time.
But we have said Nebraska has not won in the round of 64. And it'd be, well, if they lose that, okay, congrats. You won the play-in game
No,
to get in the dance.
Classically
And
overthinking.
And that is why it's a horrible thing. And I'm glad that Nebraska's an 8 seed and they can just win on Friday, and this whole conversation is over forever.
What's happened, though, is that this conversation has evolved towards Jake acknowledging that the NCAA tournament started last night.
He did. He acknowledged it. He just accepted it. He's accepted it.
Very organic.
Very good. He evolved it. He was definitely wrong, and now he's
He's
still
acknowledged it in about 3 ways. I'm satisfied at this
doesn't even know how. Imagine him on the stand and the judge like, you just admitted to the murder
3 different times.
You just admitted that you did it. Are you aware of it? Matter of fact, the opposing counsel would be like, let's take a break. I want to catch up. I would like to have
Your legal team's got their head buried in their hands.
I'd like to see Steve's dad would like to talk to Jake alone. You've admitted 3 times.
You've made some mistakes, son. You've made some mistakes over here.
Still paying me.
Jake would crack on the stand.
Still paying me.
Listen, you're going to lose this, but you're still
Okay,
paying.
here's the deal. Now we're going to go for a plea bargain. You just stay out of the courtroom. Jake's not coming back in.
We keep outside. There's a bench right outside the
This is
courtroom.
right out of a few good men when he cracks. It's right out of that bar right there.
You can find him on the bench
Did
outside.
you order the code red?
Yeah, there we go. On some news regarding Nebraska
Please.
basketball.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday afternoon, Fred Hoiberg,
God.
because of our interim AD and interim president,
Bill.
and maybe Bill Busch got this done, Fred Hoiberg got the contract extension to 2028 and 2029 with the
we've
Rays also.
Been very vocal on the show that Fred deserves that. I think I talked about it in January.
You did.
I talked about this in January.
You demanded it.
So I demanded it in January that Fred gets a raise. And so they listened. And then here's the thing: what happens? Real simple. Dennis LeBlanc getting stuff done.
How about that?
Dennis
An interim
LeBlanc.
AD and an interim president hammered out a
contract.
And Trev just gave the finger to Trev Albert.
Yeah, we got this. Don't worry about
How
it.
about that?
They're not like where are the contracts out? Are they still in Trev's desk? We can't even get in there. What do we do?
He left the key.
We can't lift the key. Hey, Trev, where'd you leave Fred's contract?
Fred's amazing. He's amazing. He's the 12th highest paid coach in the country.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
He's
That's pretty good.
the 12th highest paid coach in the country. And I don't think he has
Thank
the
you,
12th best record in the country.
No.
But he deserved this raise.
Deserve it. Thank you, Dennis LeBlanc, for getting this done, because this wasn't on interim president. No, this was on Dennis LeBlanc. getting
Right.
this done.
How about that?
The interim
though?
president's been refereeing basketball games.
But how about that, though?
That
Two
is
interims.
actually true.
Yeah.
No, how about that, though? 2 interims get this done.
Yes.
It's amazing, really.
It is.
It is. It is. It's
That's how
incredible.
Nebraska runs. You know what? That comes back to one thing: call to action.
Did you
made
have
the
some
call.
say in this?
I was involved on some things.
Because we know you're close to Dennis. He was at the wedding.
Is at the wedding, but we don't talk business. But I was.
You
involved.
don't?
We don't talk. That's one that we don't talk. There was never a time when I was coaching there where Dennis stopped by. Hey, listen, on the third down
Stop
situation.
by.
Yeah, we didn't. That never came up. No. Now this
He
more
wouldn't
just
help
a
you on third
friendship.
down?
He did tie my ties for me.
See, I think you had some influence on this.
I did not. I wish I did. Dennis handled this one by himself.
Did you have some phone calls with Dennis?
Did not.
3-way phone calls, Dennis, Fred,
Dennis and Fred and Bill. Let's hammer this out.
Ended up being more just me and Fred working through it after I got the contract out of Trev's office.
Fred gets a good deal here. Say what it is, Jake.
It's it gets 28.29. It's 4.25 million.
No, it goes to 4.45. Okay, so he's now the nation's 12th highest paid coach. Only Michigan State's Tom Izzo, 6.2 million. He's third nationally, and Illinois' Brad Underwood in the Big Ten are higher. Underwood makes 4.7 million. So I know
both should be higher if you just looked at.
I kind of botched that, but in the Big Ten now, Fred's third behind Izzo and Underwood, and Bill's right. That makes sense. And then nationally, he's 12th.
If you were curious, a comparison to a coach that also got, Jake Diebler at Ohio State.
Yeah.
2.3 million is his contract. 2.3 mil.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Really?
2.3. Now again, it's a promotion. He's been doing the assistant jobs and filling in obviously is the interim role.
They went with Diebler.
Diebler's the head coach at 2.3 mil at Ohio State.
They went the emotion.
What was Fred's bonuses for getting in the tournament? Is that $100,000?
Yeah,
I
don't know the bonus.
That's usually about what it is.
I don't know the bonus.
Because I sent you the thing yesterday on NC State. That was remarkable.
Yes.
What
he got for winning the tournament. When you talk about tournaments matter, he got $100,000 bonus for making the tournament, which they weren't going to make. He got a $400,000 bonus for winning the tournament, and then he got a 2-year automatic extension. So So when they win 5 in a row for him, it made him about $5 million.
How about that?
More than that, probably more than like $8 million.
That?
How about that? How important was it?
Oh, the wife is happy.
She's right now. She's like,
right
now, when's that money come in? Does that get direct deposited?
Right. And when do I book these trips?
They book these trips, and where is that tax-free app?
Yeah,
Right.
It's
You know Bill Busch financiers? They talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, go ahead, Jay.
Well, I mean, this is what Hoiberg will get a $100,000 bonus if Nebraska wins the Big Ten regular season or tournament title going forward.
Okay.
$30,000 if he wins the first round game in the tournament, and then if he gets to the championship, $300,000.
He didn't. So he didn't get any bonus for making the tournament. He had to have had a bonus for making the tournament. He haven't made it once in the last 10 years. He had to have gotten a bonus for that. Be interesting to find that out. But congratulations.
Yes,
I've been on
he
this.
earned it.
Fred, I've been on this since January.
You have.
Right
Here's
after the
thing.
Kansas State game in December, actually.
Here's why, and I don't know that anybody would feel uncomfortable with it. If you have any discomfort, think about what we're doing right now. They have a great chance. You think they'll win by 15? I told Missing Tooth Greg this morning. No, Missing Tooth Greg. Yeah, Missing Tooth Greg.
Toothless.
I told him 61-47. So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I think Nebraska will hold them in the 40s.
That's bold. That's
Well, no,
very
Texas
bold.
A&M is a terrible shooting team, and Nebraska plays good defense. Now, where was I going? Okay, well, here's why a bonus makes sense to me. They got a great chance to win their first tournament game, and then next year they'll have. We'll probably be talking about the same type of thing next year. I mean, they're going to bring back a lot of talent, a tournament type team next year. So, yeah, he turned the tide. Fred turned the tide with the help of Trev. Trev gave him a haircut publicly. Cut his salary. Fred made really hard changes in his program. I mean, really hard. He had to get rid of a guy, Abdelmassi. They changed the way they do.
Abdelmassi gets no credit for this roster.
No, he
does
didn't.
not.
No, he doesn't.
I know.
No, they changed it up.
He changed it up.
Fred got more involved in the recruiting. They changed their defensive system completely, and it worked. You got to, as much as I hate to say it, you got to give. Oh, and Fred would kill me for saying, but you got to give Trev a little credit here. He said you got to make some changes, and they made some changes, and they worked.
Yep.
I'm going to give 99.9 credit to Fred.
Yeah,
I'm going to give
0.1%.
0.1% to.
There was an impetus, though, that there was an impetus that happened that maybe it wouldn't have happened. If Trev wouldn't have said, "Hey, I mean, you're not going to be here if you don't get it turned around, and we're gonna give you a public haircut right now," like he did to Frost. Frost didn't respond. Fred, one coach responded, one didn't. Fred responded,
And then LeBlanc took over. Dennis LeBlanc.
right? And LeBlanc, how about LeBlanc?
Getting stuff done right away.
He's your guy. He's your guy.
we're friends. We are not working.
I wonder about this.
Do not work together.
All right, I got
This is very coincidental. You have been pushing for Fred. The first thing I thought about last night was
this whole thing was a puppet regime.
no, I thought Bill
Busch
called
is running
shots.
the puppet regime. Yes, he's working through LeBlanc to get Fred the deal that Bill wanted Fred to get. I don't think so.
I am
I'm
seeing
joking.
here regarding the bonus for Fred for making the tournament $150,000
For making the
for making the
NCAA?
tournament. 150.
The NCAA.
Yes, for making it.
That's a heck of a vacation right
That's
there.
a pretty good bonus right there.
Pretty good.
Good job.
Pretty good.
And I'm okay with all of that. I mean, it is what it is.
They hadn't been there in 10 years.
No.
In my opinion, at a school at Nebraska at this point in time should be higher.
He did a good job.
No
with
one's mad that they gave him 150 for making the tournament.
No.
No, think about the crowds at PBA. Think about how excited everybody is now. Think about what this will do for Nebraska. Especially if they would win a game, it'll be a pretty big story. It won't be a huge story nationally, but it'll be pretty big.
Also, I think we finally have a chance because we know that was going to be pushback from Trev. I think we can get, reboot the Bob, the one game in the Bob.
You have some pull.
Dennis pull
You
off
have
a
more pull than you've ever had. You know the AD. He ties your ties. I mean,
He has. He is.
so angry. What's that? Well, you think you can hammer this home.
Have you ever seen what Dennis looks like? He's so well dressed.
Oh my God! Yeah, he looks like he walked out of Gary Michaels.
did, yeah,
you spill the Jack and Coke on
He's
him.
a clothier.
He's a clothier. Now I'm not. We don't. Sometimes we jack around too much and we don't get enough done. You need to get some stuff done while Dennis is the interim.
Yes.
Okay.
We
have to push an agenda.
We got to push an agenda. We have an agenda right now. We have a
push
small
your
window.
agenda. We have a small window. It's probably 6
We've got
months.
the first thing done.
Yeah.
We got the
Now-
first thing. Now
What
it's
is
reboot the Bob.
We need the dome for
And the dome will start.
stadium.
And we'll
Move
get
on.
that. And you can-
Priorities. We have to get them straight. Reboot the Bob is number one.
But number one. That's
All
what
right.
we do.
Yeah.
Must be over 48 years old to get in.
Right.
Yes, to get
We'll
in the
have a
door.
tournament there.
I can't go.
Can you imagine the
What do
game?
you mean? Oh, you can't.
Yeah, Jake doesn't make it.
I'm
Yeah.
32.
Yeah, you don't make it.
You can go for the pregame press conferences.
Yes, we'll get you in media. Get you in for
You
media.
can't go to the actual game. It's
No.
Fernando.
We'll ask you
Why
to
don't you
leave.
try?
We'll ask you to leave.
Reboot the Bob.
Reboot the Bob. Playing that we're going to play a game over Christmas break, and that'll be sold out, and it'll be nuts.
Yes.
Against a Big 8 team.
A Big 8
A
team.
former Big 8 team.
Former
Who
Big
says
8
no
team.
to that? Nobody says no
Says
to
nobody
that.
says
Not
no
Dennis
to
Make
that.
it happen,
LeBlanc
Dennis.
won't say that.
Hey, Bill's got it in.
We'll talk to Dennis.
No end. You spilled a drink on,
She did.
on the AD's arm.
Come on.
Keep me out.
Sean Callahan next, an early break on the ticket.
Keep me out of it.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in March. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. For lunch, try the salmon panini with provolone, sesame oil, and tomatoes on a ciabatta roll with bagel chips. Perfect for Lent. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Power combo BOGO? Huh?
Yes, if you purchase an air conditioner, you receive a furnace completely free. At John Henry's, our professionals want to ensure you are comfortable in your home all year long, no matter what Nebraska has to throw at us. Call today to schedule your free estimate and learn more about the free furnace waiting for you. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Facing criminal charges is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we believe in treating every person with respect, compassion, and understanding. When legal troubles are keeping you up at night, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. To learn more, call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
This
good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Zip and Jay, brought to you by Dana Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We'll get to Sean Callahan in 1 second. Before that, remind you, our second segment is sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Look at Bill's hat, please.
It's really
you
regal.
See his hat?
It's regal.
It says
regal.
Beck's.
Great looking hat.
Beck's,
Yes.
the largest independent family-owned seed company in the USA. Founded in 1937, Beck's Hybrids provides unrivaled customer service and product diversity for both corn and soybeans. A company founded on the 3 F's: faith, family, and farming. Go to BecksHybrids.com.
Is there another?
You ever seen the show? Especially early on, it had several years of just incredible TV. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
The show was remarkable.
I never seen
it. Oh, it was an incredible show.
Great
it
show.
was funny. There was some good
Charlie
stuff.
Day's in that.
Charlie Day's
Danny
in it.
DeVito.
Danny DeVito. They own a bar in Philadelphia. There's some funny stuff. So it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's Always Sunny in Nebraska. Sonny Beck, the owner of Beck's.
Tied that together incredibly well.
Yes, he threw that together. Yes. He is running things from Indiana, but he's moved it into Nebraska because he felt that Nebraska deserved to triple their crop production. And so he's allowed that to happen in the state. And so Sonny has allowed that. So we're very excited about that. So it's Always Sunny in Nebraska.
And Sonny, I got that bag in my kitchen.
Yeah.
I like
You're using it.
I'll use
How
it.
about the president giving you the bag himself?
No.
The canvas.
Sonny, I'm not joking around.
It's rugged.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool to carry. Look at mine. It's right in there. My man purse.
Thank
right
you
in
to
there.
Beck's Hybrids, BecksHybrids.com. We're joined now on the line by Husker Alliance
Sean.
Sean Callahan. Sean, good morning. Important question off the bat for you. We've been fighting about this all show long so far.
We talked about
Did the tournament begin last night, or does it begin on Thursday, Sean? The NCAA tournament.
I mean, it technically began last night, right?
Thank you. Just stop there. Stop.
Keep going.
No, don't talk.
No, expand on that.
Technically answers everything.
Keep going, Sean. But there's a button there.
I mean, the real, jam-packed, the tournament that we knew and loved growing up begins Thursday. But, actual bracket play started last night. NIT play started. I watched Iowa, Kansas State last night. And I watched NIT was on last night, too. So some of those games, honestly, were probably better to watch than the first few of those games that were on for the actual tournament.
Okay, Sean, let's get to the sort of important stuff. Are they going to identify the Nebraska Regents? Are they going to identify a president today?
I think there's a decent chance we're going to see something play out today. That's just my feel. I talked to a couple of people last night, and will we get white smoke out of Varner Hall today? As the Cardinals meet and figure out the next pope. I mean, it's an interesting day for the history of Nebraska because this is a big decision they've got to get figured out. They're going to have an athletic director. They have a chancellor that's just in his first year. So the leadership situation is pretty green right now in Nebraska. Could Chris Kaborik have a chance at being the permanent president? I mean, there's a lot of things. I found it interesting yesterday as well that the interim AD Dennis LeBlanc and interim president Chris Kaborik, announce and package together the news of the new Fred Hoiberg contract. And they may be the interim guys for not very long, but they already are doing it. They went out and did something pretty significant yesterday.
Sean, okay, so they could identify a candidate today, or a president today, not a candidate. They could identify the guy they want to hire, the woman they want to hire. But then there's a 30-day vetting process that would occur. Could they name an AD within that 30 days, or are we for sure 30 days away from an AD, at least 30 days?
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely that they're just going to have an AD named that quickly. I mean, you would think that you'd want that other situation kind of finalized because I don't know what kind of work the new president could do over that 30-day vetting period.
When he's not officially the president at that point.
But if Matt Rule and others are involved, I mean, you would think they're going to have a voice in this too. But regardless, I don't think there's a big difference between March 20th and April 20th, or May 1st or May 15th.
Ooh, now hold on there, big fellow.
For the athletic director position, I think Dennis LeBlanc is able to, get done what needs to get done over the next month or two, before a new athletic director starts. I mean, I don't think not having that guy in place next week versus next month is going to make a huge difference.
There's a threshold, though, Sean. I don't know that you'd want to go too far. Like, I don't know. You wouldn't want to go into June, would you? Without an AD, without a permanent AD, without a sitting AD.
Yeah, Bill Moose, to kind of go back to that time, he was fired, or not fired, or retired, however I phrase it.
Freudian, whatever. Freudian. Yeah, pushed out. He
left in mid-June, if I remember correctly. And then they brought Trev Alberts in about 40 days later.
July 14th. It was July 14th of 2021.
So about a month later is when Trev Alberts was named. I mean, that was kind of Trev Alberts' first official day though wasn't until like the end of July. Like he started, the new fiscal year begins at the end of July, and he started at that point. So I mean, but yeah, it was about a month is what it took to replace Moose Alberts. We know when they had to replace Sean Eichhorst, that was at least a month, I would say, too, right?
Yes. So anyway,
and they named Moose in October, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Okay. So today could be a big day with smoke coming out of Varner Hall. Go ahead,
Steve. From my Sean Kelly House Carolina. Sean, you and Sip both talked to Trev a week before he ultimately left for A&M. Was there any signs in that conversation you thought that maybe he was getting out. I mean, you were not even in Nebraska when it happened when he left for A&M. What was your response a week after your conversation with him when he was gone?
The more I think about it, the more I'm surprised that we got to do the interview because Trev knew he was going to College Station that weekend. Clearly he had to know.
To interview. Yeah. And
I asked Trev off camera. I said, "Are you heading over to Minneapolis to go watch the women play?" Because they opened play that day. And I'm like, he's probably just going to miss the first day and then maybe go out there. He just said, "You know how it is, Sean, the calendar got filled up and I'm not going to be able to make it out there." Then I think he did make it out there Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, for the Iowa game.
After his interview at A&M. Yeah.
He conducted that interview, and I looked at like the College Station flights and whatnot. There was really no record of a private plane from here going in there. So it wouldn't surprise me if he just flew commercial from there, then to Minneapolis or however he did it. But it was pretty secretive, how he went up there and did the interview. And the only clue that we had now that we know was, that's why he didn't go to watch the women play in their first games. But the one question I asked him was about the stadium. And, Ole Miss that week had just tabled their project because of the landscape and the significance of their project and the questions that they don't know the answers to. And I just said, what was his reaction to that, to get his attention? And he kind of immediately brushed it off and said, "I'm not going to comment on another school situation." But you could tell it was a little tense about that topic with the stadium and just some of the questions because they don't have a president. And he made kind of how did he say it? The comment about it'd be nice if we'd have a president hired here soon.
Yeah, well, that's basically you just pretty much said what he said, and it was more the way. Remember the way he said it was sort of. The frustration was evident. The frustration in his voice was very evident. I mean, he made kind of a cutting remark that was immediately struck me. Like, oh, okay. I see where you're coming from. So, yeah, that was, I don't know. I mean, these guys move jobs. Sometimes they have to talk to people in the interim like they're not moving jobs. Now, Sean, is it curious to you right now that we're not talking any football?
It is. I mean, I've been around a long time, covering Nebraska, and I can't remember a March 20th, where we're not knee deep into spring practice. Like usually we're having to run all these like spring football previews and stories right now, just to kind of, move the football a little bit. But we've got plenty of other things going on.
Yeah.
With basketball, and then obviously this story that we haven't even opened that can up yet. So it's really a year unlike any we've had before. It's also one of the later starts.
Right.
I know they've gone, later once before. I had that COVID year at Frost. I think they started really late too. But this to me is the new norm. They want to wait until after spring break. And Matt Rule likes to have a week right now where they have that commitment week where they do all their activities and competitions, and they start spring ball. And I think it personally makes a lot of sense the way Matt Rule does the spring later now, because it allows you to have a full winter conditioning leading up in the spring break, give the guys a break, bring them back for commitment week. Then you close the semester out with these final 5 weeks of practice, and then the players will get the entire month of May off. So it's a good calendar, I think, how they've got it laid out. It's just different. I mean, there have been years before, though. If you remember, Sip, we started spring ball at the last week of February. I remember there were some late February 20 days where they would practice for like 2 weeks to go to spring break, come back for 3 more weeks. And that was done mainly so the coaches could get on the road and have the maximum amount of time to recruit from April 15th to May 30th.
Okay, well, the can opens officially for spring ball on Sunday. Our first media availability would be Tuesday. Am I mistaken?
Yes, Tuesday morning, Thursday morning practices. There'll be no practice on the Easter weekend. So the reason they're going to practice Sunday is because they get the weekend off for Easter, and they're not going to have a Saturday practice. But they'll be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, all the way through the spring after this first week.
Okay, thank you.
Sean, before we let you go, last question. Does your bracket include a Nebraska win over Texas A&M or not?
Ooh.
Yes.
Right.
I like the matchup for Nebraska, especially if they can hit some threes. I mean, A&M reminds you a lot of Indiana.
Yeah, they do.
It's just the way they play. They don't have any shooters. Now, the rebounding is concerning. I mean, Nebraska can't get into foul trouble with their bigs. They've got Juwan Gary and Rick Mass and Josiah Alec have to, they're probably not going to win the rebounding game, but they've got to at least hold serve and hang in there, because that's how A&M beat you. And they're getting a lot of second chance points. And Buzz Williams is a great coach on the other sideline. So it's an exciting matchup, but I do think there's going to be a lot of red in Memphis. It's going to be, I think, a good scene to Husker fans, because it's an easy drive. If you want to drive, it's about 10 hours. A lot of people are going to fly in just because they want to be a part of history.
Sean, always good stuff. Thanks for the time. We will chat with you again next week.
Thanks, guys.
Husker Online, Sean Callahan has Nebraska beating A&M.
Yeah, you just go, if you're driving, just go to St. Louis and hang a right and go point it south, and you'll run into Memphis. It'd be hard to miss it. That's what you do.
Follow the mighty mist, right?
No, I don't think you follow the mighty
Big
mist.
Muddy.
Just go to St. Louis and hang a right.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Who needs?
You don't even go into St. Louis. Actually, they
Who needs
take you around.
You just go to St. Louis and take a
Yeah,
ride.
Take the Beltway. Take the Beltway. Take the Beltway.
You'll run into Memphis. You'll see it off, and then
just see a bunch of FedEx planes landing. Follow, if you see FedEx planes going one
You're in
direction,
the right spot.
must be Memphis.
Interesting. Must be Memphis. It's right here. Interesting.
Song of the Day is next at Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros, because we tread differently.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Spring is on its way. Are you prepared to keep the grass greener on your side? Blades Lawn and Landscape has a position opened at a homeowner association to their client list, with residential and commercial openings also. Transform your yard into a private oasis with the professional services offered by Blades Lawn and Landscape, including landscape walls and beds and a 5-step fertilizer program applied by a licensed professional. Call them today at 402-730-6320 or go to bladeslcc.com to schedule a free estimate on commercial or residential lawn services.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round. And their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those magical 2 days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 21st and 22nd at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday and get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it. And stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off the enrollment fee. The next challenge begins on March 23rd. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It will be breezy and a little cooler. We'll see an afternoon high around 49. Tonight, probably cloudy, low around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see probably sunny skies, a little breezy, but a little warmer, a high around 58. Our meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a big tough? If you're a big tough guy this morning,
but you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
He stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, your song of the day from 1970, I'm Your Captain by Grand Funk Railroad.
Oh, that's amazing.
464-56851 1 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
How could that be Grand Funk?
That's Grand
I
Funk.
did not know that was. That really caught me. And I've heard the song a bunch. I wouldn't say like ridiculous number of times.
Mm-hmm.
I knew most of the words.
Same. Same. We're in the exact same spot here. I don't think we're in the exact same spot there because I think you liked it. I don't like the song. I'm not gonna. We're doing this thing now where we're gonna be honest.
Because we haven't for years apparently.
Well, I went years trying to placate. Sometimes
you gave me a 1.2 before.
But most of the time I'm placating. I'm not gonna do it. I don't get that song. No, I
love the band.
I do get the band, and I do appreciate your creativity, which is going to keep it from just a god-awful score. But I don't get the song. It does nothing for me. And I would turn it. I'm not listening to that.
You turn Grand Funk. Look at Bill's face. You see that? That was on camera. Everyone saw that.
I don't even know who you are.
I don't
know.
I don't get it.
I'm sorry, Breakers.
Don't.
For sips.
I had a rough 2 days.
Laps here.
I had a bad day yesterday with the word I said, and
Yeah, that was a bad day.
Yeah.
That sure was.
Yeah.
Probably took
We're moving past that one.
I'm sorry.
So we're moving past that
Okay.
one.
All right. Well, I'll give that. I think I'm in the threes. 3.667997.
If you weren't looking at Bill, but he gave a face like he wanted to throw hands for a second.
It was almost like he just told me, I think Jake's right. I think this tournament starts Thursday.
Yeah, how about that?
All right.
We just
We just have a disagreement. Gentlemen can disagree.
hands were about to be thrown.
Gentlemen can disagree.
It took
Please
me-
be a
it
gentleman.
took me to a place. What I really saw there was just a bunch of high school kids driving around, listening to that, smoking cigarettes. Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
I'd like that. They brought a tambourine came in. There was a tambourine.
Did you hear the tambourine?
The tambourine came in, and it was incredible.
Now that you mention it.
I would love to imagine this. About hey, you got the tambourine? I got it. I'll just fade it in. I'll fade it in. I'll just bring it in. Oh God, I thought the song was incredible. I have not heard it that much. It just took me to like a relaxing, happy place. It's a 8442.
Okay. This is probably the biggest difference you've ever had on Song of the Day.
Yeah,
You're usually pretty
it's
tight.
70s. It was Grand Funk, which I didn't know.
I didn't
But
either.
but
I really appreciate Grand Funk's range.
Yeah,
you
that's
got We're an American Band is pretty
Yeah.
driving, so is Some Kind of Wonderful. This one is not quite as much, but
thank you.
There's some range.
This is the biggest difference you guys have ever had on song rating before.
Yeah, I'm turning it off. And if it's a walk-up song, I'm going, what are we doing here?
You want to guess Josh's
Let's
score?
go to Rourke's.
Josh had to like it, but I think he'd like the guitar, and I'm going to go with the 7.6.
Okay. Lower. 5.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go 4.8. 7. Great
7.
bass.
Okay.
Great bass. Great bass.
Great bass.
Says.
Is there a great bass in there?
Not really. I don't think there was much bass in there. I don't think there was
Well,
much. Josh.
I think I can't.
Didn't hear much bass.
Josh would know. He pays attention to bass more than anybody.
He
because
does.
helps
He
play
does.
in bands. So
Okay. What are we
the band.
hearing from the
from the breakers and the text line before we get to the mailbag
What,
here.
anything from YouTube?
Well, here's the thing. On YouTube, I have to mute the song so they can't
Okay.
actually hear it.
Oh,
So for Song of the
they're
Day,
out.
they can't hear. Yeah,
Yeah.
for copyright reasons here. Okay.
Copyrights.
Here's some ratings before we get to the mailbag. Jennifer, 7.5. Hubby, 6.9.
Oh, it's right in their wheelhouse.
No, Hubby 6.9. That's low for Hub.
You gave it a 3.
Yeah, that's not a bad score.
3.66795.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess Corey's score here?
Oh God, this is interesting. He'll like it.
I think he's going to like it.
Yeah, this is Corey. This has Corey written all over.
Yeah.
7.
7.4.
4. How about a 4 flat? He doesn't do decimals. Corey's, I like he's a
He
flat
doesn't
number.
do. Yeah,
He's a
he's
flat
a
number
flat
guy.
number.
We
4
got,
from Corey.
yeah, it's pretty
Ooh,
low.
Interesting.
Notorious B.I.B. 6.5. Guilt Nerd 8.765. Mike and Dalton a 5. Craig a 4.2. Ryan in California 6.1. Sanderson 3.6. Who in Columbus? Bart!
Sanderson's dead to me.
No, he's not. 5.7 for Bird.
Dead to you.
He was on Team Jake.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've known Sanderson for a long time.
I
You
still
know?
love Sanderson. He has the great hair.
Yeah, he does have good hair. Yeah, just a 5.7 from Bird in Columbus.
Yeah, it's a very mediocre
It's
song.
actually pretty high. He's given like a lot of
That's a
3s
hot-
and 2s recently.
That's
so.
an incredible number by Bird.
Yeah,
5.7.
Oh yeah, he's usually in the 2s.
We got Joel in China Grove with an 8.
China Grove. Where's this?
I don't know.
Is that Nebraska?
His number says Crawford, Nebraska. So I don't know if that's.
Whoa, China Grove.
Yeah, how about that?
That's a Chicago or Doobie Brothers song.
I think
One
it's
of the
the
two.
Doobie Brothers.
Which
Doobies.
Doobie you be?
All right.
That is the song of the day, sponsored by
Thank
Sauter
you.
Heyman
I
Jewelers.
enjoyed it.
Interesting, Jake.
It is before we get to the mailbag, a quick legal ID.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, let's get things fired up here on a Wednesday for the mailbag. Mailbag, as always, is sponsored by our friend Sam and the squad out at Double Eagle Golf. Just was out there. Bill, you're out there for my my party.
Yes,
Sip
I was there.
Not able to make it, but he was
Food
invited.
allergy.
Wow, what a kind way to say
Yeah,
that.
with
I said you weren't able to make
You're-
it. That was kind.
Yeah, you're a gentleman.
Yeah, you're welcome. Buy one, get one golf every Tuesday. March Madness parties filling up. Book the whole space if you'd like to, though. Thursday and Friday. Husker Watch Party is going to be on Friday out there. So if you can book Saturday, Sunday,
You can hit
the whole
balls
place.
and watch the Huskers.
How about that?
Wow,
That's
Sam.
perfect.
I'm serious.
And-
That sounds like a good deal.
And by the way, again, Masters with the ticket with us, early breakout there, Thursday, Friday,
You're going to
6 a.m.
You're going.
Yeah, I couldn't
You're
go
gonna
last
have
year.
pimento
He was bummed he couldn't go
I was
last year.
bummed I
Remember, he was
couldn't
on a
go.
trip.
I didn't. It wasn't like I just didn't show up.
You will eat pimento cheese. You will eat pimento
and
cheese.
you will have your green jacket on.
Yeah.
You have a green jacket from Double Eagle Golf.
Also, Jake will attest to this. My wife and myself, Laura, walk in. We're talking to the lovely couple right there, and I go, I go, Sip, come. He goes, he's gonna text me in about 15 minutes, said where he's coming or not. I said, 100%, no chance he shows.
Well,
0.
Earlier in the day, he said, "I will let you know by 4:00 my intentions."
Yeah, and I said 0 chance.
As we were talking,
As we were
I
talking.
just got the text. He says he's not going to make it.
Yeah, there was 0
How's
chance.
a man wall?
The best part is that he will always play it off. It might happen. Just hang with me.
He was trying.
It's like, just say it.
It's
okay.
Just tell me.
Say
I
it.
don't need any false hope
I don't
here.
need. Yeah,
It's
just
fine.
It's like, well, I'm doing something.
Yeah, no,
I'm at Shucks right now. I'm over there
having some fish right now. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
sounds really good to me right now.
okay, all right. To the mailbag, we have Michael, as you can guess, from Hawaii.
From the 808.
He's chimed in. He has. He says, "Gosh dang it, I got to pull up here. I got so many things going on this phone." All right, Michael says, "Aloha from the Big Island. Who will be the Huskers' individual leading scorer, men or women's, against the Aggies? They both play Texas A&M. Who's going to lead the way for the men's or women's teams on Friday?"
He didn't name. If I'm naming just one, I'm going Jazz.
Jazz Shelley.
Okay.
Yeah, that's if it's just one overall. That's what I'm going
overall.
with. Yes, that's what I'm going with.
I'll go Bryce Williams, wild card.
Yeah, I like
18 and a win.
I'm going to double down on Bryce Williams. I am. I'm doubling down on that.
I will go Alexis Markowski for the women's team.
Good call.
Yeah, I think
She's
she leads,
blonde too.
I think
Stick with the blonde.
she leads all the scorers for Nebraska. But I think for the men, you are going to have I'm going to go Tominaga.
Okay.
I think he's going to perform in the dance. I think he's going to perform. But Bryce Williams will also be very good in that game too. All right, we have Keith. Keith says, Bill will love this one. Hey, 2 questions. Jake, will golf course tour reviews return this spring or summer? I really enjoyed the reviews in years past. What do you think Bill thinks about that? Silence. Awkward silence.
Just Bill, he
I was
did.
playing Indian Trails and I got out my hybrid and I hit that. I tried to fade it left to right on 4, and it's like, oh man, there's nothing more fun than when you get together with somebody the day after they play in golf league. Hey, take me through every shot.
I did do that for SIP. I never did that. Only if it was like a 400 par. If you want to hear how it went, that was it.
Now the golf course reviews, I was a fan.
You did like those. You asked good questions.
The review of just the actual course is
It's
solid.
kind of fun, actually.
Kind of solid.
It's
yes.
kind of fun to listen to Jake's day. The drive up was
The
always
drive up,
interesting.
yes.
He liked the whole I was the drive in the clubhouse.
The day,
Oh man, it's so important.
yeah, the
Seriously.
day in the clubhouse and just the vibe of what it was like when you got there. I agree with that. That intrigues me much more than hole 4.
Yeah,
If
I've
I brought him back, I would do maybe a couple holes that were good, like the views of the holes. What they look like.
I've always been
not how I performed.
strangely interested in the drive up to hotels and the drive up to golf courses, and then the walk in. You can have a good feel for a hotel right when you walk in.
Yes,
absolutely.
Patrick says those golf course reviews were money. Bring them back. I'm just reading the text line right now.
Well, can't we, Bill? You would sign off on it, wouldn't you?
I sign off on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm for it.
I just won't give
it was
a
just
shot by shot.
It was the shot by shot. That just
eyes would glaze over.
Yeah,
I think he texted me during the show when he was doing that.
What
I
if we
did.
What if we went?
Jake
you got
using 8-iron or not? Let me know.
What if we all went? You guys drove the golf cart.
That's
you don't want to
film it.
golf.
We'll film it. I'll put a GoPro on my head.
If you play in Manawa, I'll be there. Now, hey, they do that golf course around.
Okay, well, let's go play Manawa then.
Yeah.
I don't say no to golf.
Lake Manawa has a golf course.
Is this going to affect our tournament at Jim Egger?
No, we'll still have the Jim Egger
scramble.
tournament.
Yeah, well, I want to say something. Can we nail this down now? Can you do the golf thing again? Can you just announce to the people?
Announce it. Make the announcement. Are we doing it this year, Jake?
People are asking.
Sponsorships.
We will bring back the golf tour, and I'll make it more about the course in totality and not about how I performed there.
Yes. If there's a beer cart.
Yes. I can answer all the questions
there a
about the
beer
clubhouse, the food.
Is it a grill? Is it a bar and grill?
Is it a gravel parking lot?
Yes. Tell you what, when you pull into a gravel parking lot, that sound, it's exquisite. Just like,
yeah. Sean in Omaha says, Sip, I asked you what the parking lot looked like back in the day. I do sign off and bringing those back also. Because the Sip's questions on
Let's
there.
do it. Let's do it.
Last question.
Yeah, last question.
Keith says, Sip, where are you staying in Memphis?
Spring Hill Suites, downtown, walking distance from the arena.
Oh, wow.
If you stay in Memphis downtown, you're walking distance from the FedEx Forum. The FedEx Forum is right off of Beale Street. It's well configured. The city leaders did a great job when they devised that plan. It's right by Beale Street. It's beautiful. It's fun. And FedEx Forum is a great venue. I think Nebraska fans will enjoy the venue.
It's going to be an incredible crowd.
It'll be a big Nebraska contingent.
Yes.
I had a friend who was looking at, he's a Drake fan and a Nebraska fan. He said the tickets for the Drake game in Omaha are 4 times the price as Nebraska and Memphis because Omaha shows up for everything. They'll fill that arena up in general, even though there's no Creighton
when
play.
You get the
4 times the price of the Memphis tickets.
Isn't that something?
That screams that the Memphis fans are not in tune.
No.
Because Omaha, I'd like to be in Omaha. I'd like to watch Iowa State play. I'd like to watch these teams play.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Memphis is much of a college town. It doesn't strike me that way.
The Liberty Bowl.
What's the best thing about Memphis? It's a great college town.
Said no one ever.
Said no one ever.
That is the mailbag.
Great college town.
Sponsored by our friends at Double Eagle Call.
They don't even know there's a tournament. They have no idea.
What's going on? There's a lot of people here.
They're talking about the first 4. We have no idea we're even talking
about. Are the Grizzlies home this weekend? There's a lot of people at the FedEx Forum over there.
Is Ja back?
What's going on here?
That's the mailbag sponsored by Double Eagle Golf, doubleeagle.golf, West Oak Street Kinetic Sports Complex. When we come back, top of the hour, guess who's back? Lee Sterling is back.
Oh, my God.
Wow. That's incredible.
Lee Sterling's back. Next, an early break in the ticket.
That freaks me.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round. And their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Facing criminal charges is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we believe in treating every person with respect, compassion, and understanding. When legal troubles are keeping you up at night, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. To learn more, call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online online at prg-ne.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hi, folks. Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the Chevrolet and GMC Truck Month is now underway. We've got huge savings in Louisville. Get $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months on select models. Yes, you heard right. That's $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months happening right now at Koppel. So take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit. Stock number G214773.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
This is Monster Jam.
Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena March 29th and 30th. Brought to you by Big 80 Tires, Great Clips, and the original Super Glue.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers.
So-
I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Wednesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. New location to open up end of February at 70th and Pioneers. And what could Steve Schindler have going on today in
Well, they're
Creighton,
always
Nebraska?
busy there, but today is festive day.
Festive day.
They want to have a lot of energy going. So today in the bank, it's pretty incredible. They're doing it, and they brought in the original set from back when Barker ran it. They're doing the Price is Right.
Yes.
They're doing the Price is Right game. They brought in the giant wheel. The wheel that sends you to the showcase showdown. So they brought that in.
Wheel of Fortune?
Yes.
No.
And what's that?
No.
Price is Right.
Price is Right.
I know.
But
There's two different
there's
games.
the big,
What's the wheel called?
The big wheel that that you get to spin that thing to get into the showcase.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Your goal is 100.
100.
If you go over, you're out. So it's a big deal. I remember watching that just like with complete excitement. Like
you're watching Alabama, Georgia.
It was. It's like, okay, what do we got here? Hey, he needs a 45.
Right.
He needs a 45. Come on, man. That voice like
Just before you go on, I want to clarify something. They have the original set of Price is Right.
The original set like that. So this goes back to the 80s. So Steve got his hands on it. And so he had it sent in from Hollywood. So Schindler brought that in with the original wheel. So he is today, as Shin Daddy is Bob Barker. He is Bob Barker.
Of course he is.
He's running the show. He has the long
He's got so much personality.
You know the long microphone? The long, skinny microphone? He's got one of those. And he's running the show for us right there. All of the gifts are from Knox County. So all the prizes are something from Knox County.
Cars.
Yeah, cars. Yes. Snowmobiles, everything. Yes.
They have the models showing.
The models will be there. Yes.
That was not inappropriate.
It's a fair question to add.
Just have models doing that. So Steve's got that set up. They got everything ready to go. So they'll have 100 people in the crowd, and they'll do the Sherry Smith, come on down.
And he's Bob Barker.
He's Bob Barker.
Does
play the music?
Does Shindy have that sort of personality?
He does. He can run that thing. Yes, very much.
God.
And he has the note cards. The cards you have. He has in his hands. He has the little note cards.
Shindy's obviously well healed because there's no way. I mean, that bringing in that set is not inexpensive.
It's not. No, it's not. It's Midwest Bank. They really help money. Yeah, they make money.
They help you make money.
They help you make money, and also they're giving away those large sums on their returns on their CDs. So that's helped them. Yes, and so Steve's got that sent out. That came by semi. Came by a semi.
All the way from probably what?
Was Hollywood?
Is it Hollywood?
Hollywood's where it came
where
from.
else would it come from?
Well, I was thinking maybe Santa Barbara.
Nice area. It's nice weather.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second though. It's going by truck to
And
Creighton.
I think the big thing, Steve, was that Steve wanted to get across that even in between, you can still bank. Even though you can still do your banking. It'll be a little alarm when you first walk in. There'll be 200 people in there.
Don't be distracted.
In the audience.
Cheering.
And it's getting
tunnel vision here.
It's getting streamed live via Norfolk.
He coaches his tellers to maintain focus throughout that. So not everybody. I mean, if you run into a teller and that woman or man is dialed in, that's Shindy.
Yeah, let's talk to Shindy. He'll maneuver you over to be able to get your work done. So like I said, you want a cashier's check or something. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to Steve Schindler at Midwest Bank for always providing us entertainment, and check out the Price is Right in Creighton today. Why not?
Why not? What a scene.
Well, it is now time. We've got a special guest. We talked to Sean Callahan last hour. That was great. But we talked to Pinewood Derby extraordinaire, gambling extraordinaire. We got Lee Sterling. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Lee, good morning. The tournament is underway, but the round of 64 begins tomorrow. How pumped are you for this, Lee?
I'm always pumped. It's a great 4 days. But the wife asked me a week ago, she goes, do you mind if I go to New York City, spend the weekend with my daughter? I'm like, you know what? I totally support it. Yeah.
Just go. I'll be watching basketball all weekend long, so why not?
Yeah, pizza orders, Chinese food. I mean, I might gain 5 pounds this weekend.
Well, it's proper. Well, Lee, let's get to the bracket because you have a lot of thoughts on this year's bracket and who's going to go far, who's overrated, who's underrated. Let's go to the East first. UConn is the number one overall seed, and actually, there's 3 teams from last year's Final Four in that bracket: FAU, San Diego State, and UConn. All Final Four teams from last year. Who do you like in this bracket? Who's overrated? Who's underrated in that East bracket, Lee?
You think they set up storylines? I'm sure, we'll talk about, obviously, the Nebraska Texas A&M game, but surprise. FAU, who's in the Final Four, they're facing the winner from last year, UConn. Then maybe the next game, San Diego State, they were in the Final Four. They're also going to be playing UConn. I saw UConn play over Thanksgiving, and I was impressed with them last year. I'm even more impressed now. I think to beat them, you got to shoot like 56, 57% plus. I mean, they defend the 3-point line, and then if you get inside, they got a 7-2-foot monster waiting as maybe one of the best rim protectors in college basketball. So they pretty much do everything, unless their coach, is getting heckled and he's got rabbit ears. I mean, I don't know how you beat him. It is a tough region. I mean, Auburn is good, but not on their level. Illinois and Iowa State are playing great. I like Drake here in the first round. A couple of first-round upsets. Drake here. Mm-hmm. There's a reason they're a 1-point favorite against Washington State, so I expect them to maybe be able to pull off the upset there. And as a team, they shot almost 44% in the 3-point line in their conference tourney. And then also like Duquesne. Playing BYU. BYU is so reliant on the 3-pointer. If they're not knocking down shots right away, Duquesne's going to take the air out of the ball. I like them plus the points. They might have a shot to win it outright, but UConn, I'm not going to be a chalk guy. Trust me. This is not going to be a Jay Billis segment where I pick 3 1s and a number 2, but I do think UConn's the choice here.
Okay, UConn escapes the East bracket as the going for back-to-back national champions.
Okay.
Now, over to the West, North Carolina, the 1 seed in that bracket, 2 seed Arizona. Who we like in this bracket, this region, Lee, and who do you think might have a first-round upset attached to them?
All right, first-round upset. Well, it's not an upset. They're favored also. 11-seeded New Mexico against Clemson. New Mexico has 3 guards that 2 of them, their fathers played in the NBA, Jalen House and Jamal Mashburn Jr. The third, Donovan Dent, is really explosive. And a first-year player in J.T. Toppin, who's impressive. There's a reason why they're favored against Clemson. Clemson should never have been a 6 seed, but I'm sure as soon as they saw that seeding and who they were playing, they weren't too excited. So I like New Mexico there. I like Grand Canyon. I think the Bryce Drew's team is a really dangerous team here. So they got there in 2021 and 23. I think this is the third time is going to be the charm. Alabama, if it's an up-tempo game, they can play with North Carolina, but they just don't play a stick of defense. I think North Carolina comes out. Also some teams at the bottom of the bracket that I like. I like Dayton a lot. I think Dayton is going to knock off Nevada, might have a shot against Arizona. So Arizona always finds a way to lose in the tournament. So give me North Carolina. This will be the chalk side of the bracket here. UConn faces North Carolina in the Final Four.
Okay, so a couple ones advancing so far from Lee Sterling. Join Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, to the South region, one that we care about here in Lincoln, because Nebraska is the 8th seed against Texas A&M, going for their first ever NCAA tournament win. Houston, the 1 seed in this bracket. Focus on, let's go to Nebraska. Do you think the Huskers will get past A&M on Friday night, Lee?
Probably not.
Oh.
Horrible matchup. This is what Texas A&M has done. They beat Iowa State without 3 starters. They lost to Houston by 3 without 2 starters. They beat 2 number 2 seeds. They beat Kentucky twice. We're playing some really good basketball. This is a horrible matchup for Nebraska. I'm sure they would have rather have been a 10 seed and even faced Florida here. So, unfortunately, I like A&M. The top part of this bracket is loaded. So, let's say A&M wins. Even if Nebraska wins, they're going to face Houston. Houston does something that I've never seen good teams do that are usually top 1 seeds. They go not only 5, 6, 7 minutes, they can sometimes go 8, 10 minutes without scoring. And you just can't do that in a tournament. So whoever gets out there, then they got to face probably the winner of Wisconsin and Duke. So tough top part of the bracket. First round upset, I like North Carolina State. How are they a 5.5-point underdog to Texas Tech? I don't get it at all. And I like whoever wins the Boise, Colorado game tonight against Florida. I think Florida might be played out. They don't have a whole lot of depth. I'm going to step out here. I like Texas A&M. Make it to the Final Four.
Wow. Not only they beat Nebraska, but they make the Final Four.
Well, it won't look so bad if you lose to them, right?
Right, exactly.
Lee,
I guess
now
so.
hold on,
Think
Lee.
of opportunity, though.
Let's press him a little bit. Lee, they can't shoot. They're one of the worst shooting 3-point teams in America.
Right.
That doesn't concern you?
It does. It does. Obviously, if you're a 9 seed for a reason, but they just haven't been healthy. That's been one of the biggest problems here.
Okay.
What's going on? Your athletic director goes to Texas A&M. You don't think they set up that storyline?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's a story. Yeah, the women's team also playing A&M in the tournament. So both men and women are playing.
I saw that.
Yep.
Wow, you got A&M in the Final Four. That's not chalk. I like it.
I'm either going to look like the smartest guy, or if they lose, you guys Monday morning for the first 2 hours of the show, you can just throw darts at
What was Lee doing? What was he thinking? So, all right, so there's not chalk. A&M to the Final Four. The last bracket, Lee, is the Midwest. Purdue, the 1 seed there. Of course, they lost as a 1 seed last year to Fairleigh Dickinson to the 16th seed. In this bracket, Tennessee, the 2 seed. A lot of people like Creighton as a 3 seed to make a run through this bracket. What do you think about the Midwest bracket?
I like Creighton also. I wouldn't say this is their best team. It's up there, but sometimes it's where you're placed, and I think they match up real well. It's not going to be pretty against Akron. Akron is going to slow down the game, but getting to face maybe after if they knock off South Carolina or Oregon, Texas and Tennessee after those two teams play each other. I just love the placement where they are here, and I think Purdue's going to. Everyone knows in the last 2 minutes, just start fouling their guards. They'll miss free throws easy. So, I mean, Kansas is horrible. I mean, they're going to get back their center. I mean, they're uncompetitive without their two stars. But I think they need both of them to have any type of chance here. And I'm going to go with Creighton.
Okay.
So, 2-1 seeds on the left-hand side, UConn and North Carolina, 9 seed and a 3 seed, A&M and Creighton on the right side. And first round game there, I'll go with Utah State. Utah State.
Okay.
Knock off TCU. The biggest problem I had with the committee is obviously I'm not into storylines. Is they left out some teams like Indiana State should have been in. South Florida's 24-7, lost 3 games. They won their conference regular season, the AAC, by 2 games, and they lost in the final. And they don't make the tournament. So even someone had them last night as a 5-point. Line makers had them as a 5-point underdog at Central Florida. They blew out Central Florida. They should have been in. I mean,
USF,
no one. Let's be honest. The tournament is about people want to see Cinderella. They want to see South Florida's. They want to see, the Indiana States. They don't want to see the Minnesotas of the world and the Texas Techs.
Or Virginia, who last night scored 42 points and lost to Colorado State.
They had 8 at halftime.
Yeah, is not good. Lisa, your Final Four again is UConn, Carolina, Texas A&M, and Creighton. Do you have a pick to win it overall, or are you just sticking with the Final Four? Right now? What do you got? UConn wins back to back. All right.
Too good.
Too good.
Well, Lee, we always appreciate your time. Where can people find more about your picks?
Just go to the website, ParamountSports.com. Baseball started. We start off with a winner. It's nice to wake up in the morning. See some. You guys watching baseball? Background?
Sure. Yeah, background music. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a first 5 innings under 4.5. Winner there. Nice to start off the baseball season. So anyone wants to get involved, we got baseball, got UFC this weekend, got the March Madness special. Normally $397 for 3 weeks of action, $197. You're going to get Thursday and Friday action. We'll probably have 6, 7, 8 games each day. So you want to win. We've only had 2 losing weeks in basketball since the start of basketball in mid-October. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
Lee, thanks for the time. Enjoy the games. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
There you go. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. He's not going to make many friends with his prediction of A&M not only beating Nebraska, but going to the Final Four. That's rough.
Yes.
I saw someone else put A&M in the Final Four yesterday.
They just don't shoot the ball well enough to get to the Final Four. You got to shoot the ball through the basket.
Yes, go through the basket. Right? Really helps.
They have. Lee covered it well. They do have excellent wins, and they are playing well.
They were not healthy for a while. Now they're getting healthy.
They're pretty healthy right now.
Well, Bill filled out his bracket. Do we want to cover your Final Four?
We can.
I'd like to know this.
Final Four: UConn, Grand Canyon, Kentucky, Creighton.
It's interesting, except for Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is interesting. You see something there.
I see something in Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon is the what seed? They're the 12 seed.
12 seed
in the West region.
Not your common pick.
No, Bryce Drew though.
Yes, Bryce Drew.
It done.
Bryce Drew getting it done.
So you and Lee Sterling both have Creighton in the Final Four.
Yes.
The thing is, the bracket is perfect for them. It plays out like they cannot complain at all about their draw. It is set up. They have Akron. They should beat Akron. South Carolina. Or Oregon. Again, obviously be a tough game, but they should be the better team as a 3 seed. Then Tennessee, who knows if they make it that far? They've had some problems in the dance with Rick Barnes and company. Texas is a 7 seed.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Purdue, we all know Purdue is beatable.
No, they're really beatable.
So it could be Creighton.
They're really beatable.
That'd be really fun.
You guys see that video of Wagner with the 7 players beat Howard last night. That crazy game, incredible game. See the locker room scene afterwards.
No.
They came in all excited like that, and the coach said, "Stop it! The game doesn't count. Tournaments."
Well played, Bill. Well played. Well played. Did you have something else you want to get before we get to break, Bill?
Yes, I want to hit on something.
Okay.
I want to hit on something. I think you guys will add into this thing too. Okay, so they go through the deal. Trev Alberts went to A&M to be the new athletic director.
Trevor.
Yes, correct on that, correct? Trev A&M.
Trev A&M.
So do you think when it finally got completely settled that this was happening, and the last thing they slid across the table to Trev was one last thing you have to agree to. We're going to do a press conference. We're going to bring your family up, and you're going to lock arms. And we're going to sing a song that you guys have no idea what the words are in front of everybody with the whole crowd doing it.
How'd that look?
Do you think that he would be like a pushback?
Maybe.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's worth seeing.
Is it?
And
what's
Bill's-
it look like?
Oh, it's cringy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very awkward and cringy, and it's remarkable. Video.
I gotta watch
So
It's
Bill
remarkable.
sent us a screenshot of it last night.
Right.
And you
It
can
wasn't-
see that the A&M lifers are very much into it.
Yeah.
Trev and family are a little bit confused.
Well,
Maybe
you wouldn't really know
thrown
what
off.
to do, but just imagine if you had to do it. This comes back to I'm not throwing the football. It's a video that'll be out there forever, right? This is the same thing. This one will never go away. I couldn't imagine. It would be so awkward to have done that because you have to look like you're really into it. You know how they do the sweat?
Oh, yeah.
Just watch the video.
It is.
I'm going to watch it.
And then a good friend of
People
mine,
they're so happy. They're smiling. These guys are like, oh.
there's no way after you got back to your hotel room, you're like going, hey, that went good.
No.
It's like, no, it didn't. It had to be. So my good friend of mine, Mike DiGiacomo.
DiGiacomo.
Great last name, by the way.
Yeah,
He has a former broadcaster.
yes,
Yes.
on 10-11.
Yes.
Yes, incredible friend. He said it was, he likened it to Dana Altman.
Absolutely.
He said this is 100% Dana Altman at Arkansas.
Pig
Call
soup.
the pigs.
Yeah,
Call the hogs.
And then the next day he left.
Yeah, I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
I'm out of
This
here.
is hate for
I'm
me.
not doing
Would
this.
could Trev come back here?
That would be.
No.
I don't know, but he had to be thinking like, what did I get myself
I
into?
don't think so.
Could Trev come back?
I
now?
don't think so.
Could he do a 180 like Altman did? Well, Altman did it.
Yeah.
Pulled it off.
He pulled
That
it
was
off.
the next day he left, though. He left the next day.
Well, they have to be today then. The
I
Trevorino.
don't think he's coming back here.
The Trevorino says I have a change of heart.
Change of heart.
I had a change of heart. And I want to come back. I don't know that would work.
I don't think it'd be
In his absence, if I had extension for Fred Hoiberg and Amy Williams is working on a contract extension too.
Yes.
Hey, Trev, welcome back. We got some extensions. Hope you don't mind.
You want to sign off on these?
It wouldn't be quite as simple as Altman coming back. Altman,
Yeah.
it was seamless.
Yeah.
Very odd. It was a
Very-
very odd story at the time. I got to watch that video.
You got to watch the video because
Okay,
it is.
I will.
It's incredible.
Okay.
Also, look at the screenshot from what Bill had circled from this video yesterday. It is hilarious.
Who is it? Is it the president? Is
Yeah,
it
and
the,
they're just like just happy as heck.
Yeah.
Being Trev like weird, man.
Imagine all of a sudden, hey kids, get up here, grab your wife, and we're going to do this in front of everybody, and it's
lot of
like, and you don't
confusion.
even know the words.
That's hard duty.
That's hard duty.
It is. It really is.
I'll back him up on that. This is hard. You had no. But I'm just telling you right now. If someone said, "Oh, by the way, we're also going to do this. If you come here," I'd be like, I don't think I'm going to come. I wouldn't do it.
I'm not going to do that.
I'll stay.
I'm staying
I'll
home.
just stay here. I'm not doing this.
When we come back, Bill's Thrills on early break on the ticket.
I'll
Yeah,
get
we're
something
doing
quick.
it.
Still doing it.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go. Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
It's getting nicer outside, but it's still hit or miss in the spring on golf weather. Not at Double Eagle Golf. You're home for always 72-degree weather and no wind. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues are underway, but stay tuned for info on indoor golf tournaments and book your bay for the Masters in April. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Member FDIC.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena March 29th and 30th. Brought to you by BKT Tires, Great Clips, and the original Super Glue.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those magical 2 days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 21st and 22nd at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday and get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it. And stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through March 26th is spend $25 and receive a free 10-ounce New York strip. Limit 4 per visit. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Locations on 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Attention all Nebraska basketball fans. The NCAA tournament is coming soon, and Nebraska looks to be on its way to their first appearance in 10 years. Better Tree Removal wants to celebrate the occasion and any possible success in the tournament by offering a deal. If you're in need of tree removal on your property, call or text Todd by March 20th. If Nebraska wins the first round game, you'll get 25% off the bid. If they win 2, you'll get 50% off. You must contact Todd at 402-780-1377 before March 20th.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It will be breezy and a little cooler. We'll see an afternoon high around 49. Tonight, probably cloudy, low around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see probably sunny skies, a little breezy, but a little warmer, a high around 58. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay. Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lee Sterling, of course, rallying up the people today with picking A&M to not only beat Nebraska but go to the Final Four. There's a lot of anger on the text line. That's fine. It's a prediction. That's why we brought him on.
And he's an objective observer.
That's right.
He said it's a horrible matchup for Nebraska.
Made that very clear.
I mean, one part of it that's not horrible, and me and Bill haven't seen A&M play. I don't know.
I've not seen him play, and I've seen this maybe a couple halves, maybe if that. I have no idea what they look like.
They are a horrible shooting team, and Nebraska defends well. That's why I don't think it's a horrible matchup. Horrible shooting team, both from the field and the three-point line. And Nebraska plays excellent defense. Add it up.
Yeah.
I mean, that shouldn't be a bad matchup.
No, yeah, they're getting healthy now, which is the problem for the Huskers. A&M had that 5-game skid where they were banged up, but now they're healthy. Before we get to Bill's Thrills, a quick plug for our friends out in Holdridge. First rate egg. First rate. It's not second rate. It's not third rate. No, it's first rate. Full-service ag retailer offering everything from crop protection to lawn fertilizer. Been around for 25 years, Seb. 25 years. Go to firstrateag.com or call 308-995-8327 and ask for Parker or Chris and mention the ticket.
Those guys are getting it. Imagine how busy they are right now. I mean, they're putting fertilizer down right now. It's insane. They're working 18-hour days. 18-hour days right now. They'll do it all the way through until harvest is done. They have got a lot going on out there. Remember, if you just want to talk to them, they will fix you a massive breakfast. If you just want to stop by, talk to them. Chris makes it for you. Sherry, their mom, will be there, and just get out there and have breakfast.
Breakfast?
Yeah, they just want to talk.
It's not a cafe.
No, it's not. No,
it's
not.
made for you.
It's made for you. Made to order.
You don't order it. They just make it for you.
First rate ag.
First rate ag in Holdridge.
But they will make you a breakfast.
If you just want to talk ag. Yes.
Because Chris is the man.
Yeah. So it's a combination. Think about this. They're probably the number one ag fertilizer company in 5 states, and they also have the top barbecue master in the same building.
Talk about having life figured out.
Yeah, figured out. What do? We fertilizer and meat.
Have a first-rate business.
Yes.
And by the way, on the side, we're going to cook you wonderful meals.
Yes.
That's just the key to success right there.
Yes.
Key to success. First,
where have I gone wrong?
You've got time to fix your mistakes here.
Do I do?
You
I do.
have time.
We can fix breakfast for people.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Out of Sipple's garage.
Yes.
I'd be third-rate ag.
You would, yeah. That's why they're first rate.
Right there. That's why they're first.
Yes.
Firstrateag.com. By the way, speaking of breakfast, we have Heavenly Waffles is here. Heavenly Waffles in the building from 8 to 11 a.m. today. Come on by. 1040 O Street. Grab a coffee from the mill.
Who's back?
Bob's back. Bob and Kathy are back.
Bob.
Chef Bob's here. So come on, 8 to 11 a.m. They'll be here with Heavenly Waffles. It is time, though, without further ado, for Bill's Thrills. Here we go on a Wednesday.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh, yeah.
Is this going to be bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, Bill's Thrills is sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. Call them at 402-730-7387. Stop by 27th and Old Cheney and see them there. And they will help you get ready for your financial future. Make it beautiful. Make it bright. A lot of money coming in, Bill. What do you got for
today? When we talk this will fall right into their wheelhouse because this is exactly who Mid-Plains Advisors are. Them's fighting words.
There's the flip. See the flip?
So this is Thursday fighting words?
Them's fighting words.
Yeah. And it's Wednesday.
Them's fighting words.
Oh,
it's Wednesday.
Thursday is cool. Parenting Day.
Right. We'll try
Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
Today. Okay, don't look at me like that,
The calendar is hard, Bill.
Josh.
It's hard.
Calendar's hard.
Josh looks at me like I'm crazy half the time. Go ahead.
Them's fighting words. That's not my job.
Oh, this is a good one.
That's fighting words, right? That's not my job. If you want to be known as an arrogant clown, just say that. That's not my job. The ability to pitch in. Are you above helping? Are you above that? Does your title put you above being that person? It's not my job. Nothing screams dude status or dudette status larger than pitching in.
Pitching in.
Nothing. When you see it, you know it. And we've all seen it. We could tell stories of each one of us, or we've done things. That's not what we're going to do today.
No.
Not what it's about.
Not patting our backs.
So there's 2 stories I want to hit on with this. One was I'm reading a story about John Candy, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
is that he was the star of whatever movie he was working on at the time, and all of a sudden this guy, he's walking in to go get to makeup and stuff, and they're moving all kinds of equipment on the stage and stuff. Some guy didn't know who he was, so he's like, some guys asked him, "Hey, can you pitch in here, help out a bit, haul these things over?" So he starts doing it. John Candy's hauling these giant boxes over, and the guy's like, the producer. I mean, the producer's like going, "Hey, you got to get in makeup. We're rolling." He goes, "I will once I finish moving the stuff with these guys." The guy had no idea it's him, and John Candy,
oh my God,
jumped up. And so I told you I was gonna circle back to this.
Thank you.
Stu Bauer. What does Stu run?
Bauer Underground Infrastructure.
So Stu, just so you know, he built this from the ground up. He has 360 employees. He's in every construction site in like a 5-state region. 360 employees. We're talking about stuff. I reached out to him about a project at the cabin, like who I could call to maybe could do this. He calls me Saturday, texts me, goes, "Hey, how about if I just do it? I'll work on it." He goes, "Well," I go, "we're up here right now, but you don't have to do this, whatever. We'll drive up." So we drive up.
You're kidding me.
And we're trying to put a 2-inch pipe down into the ground 25 feet, right, in sections. And there's this power hammer you have to run. Stu brings all the equipment. He grabs this. It's like a jackhammer. All of a sudden, it's right by his head, and he's the one running it.
Stu Bauer.
Stu
runs the operation.
The guy, the president of the company. He didn't say, "Hey, I got the stuff here. It's not my job. This is your job now." It was incredible. He runs a major construction company, underground drilling company, and he took it over.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's not my job.
This too.
It's not my job.
Stu Bauer
stepped in. John Candy stepped in. Think of the people right now. It's hard to on the spot. Just think of the people you have seen in a position that have stepped in when you're going like, "I can't believe that person's doing that."
God.
That is so unique.
It's not my job.
It's not my job.
Yeah.
Oh man,
We've all heard it. We've all heard that.
Do you not want to fight that person? Someone walking by, kind of getting out of the way, like, "That's not my job to help you. It's not my job to be able to do that." Yeah.
Them's fighting words.
Them's fighting
very accurate
words
there.
You hear that sometimes too.
And I
It's
saw
not my job.
Bill calls me on Saturdays. Hey, Stu Bauer. He's like, "These Stu Bauer?" He's like, "Yes, these Stu Bauer drove up."
He's at our
to
cabin.
help
He
with
drove
the
an hour.
cabin.
He drove an hour and a half to help drive a pipe down in the ground,
In your
25
cabin.
feet at the cabin. Yeah, with Rowdy. Will be an incredible football player here at Nebraska.
He was with his son.
With his son, Rowdy.
He's going to UNL. Walk on.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible player. He'll be a starter there for sure.
He's a hard
Rowdy
worker.
will be a starter. But
This is inspirational to me. Don't say those words.
it's not my job. Ever say that. I get it when, especially on the spur of the moment, that's when you look like a complete clown. If you say
maybe
that
just
to
say
somebody,
something else.
just say something else. Just say something like, "Yeah, I've got COVID. I can't do that," or something. But just don't say that's not my job. I love when people pitch in.
Right, pitching.
We have some response.
Okay.
As you would expect on the text line from Bill Stroh's Them's fighting words today. That's
Them's
not my
fighting
job. Earthquake Glue says, as a manager, nothing pisses me off more than when someone says, "That's not my job."
It's everyone's job. If you're especially if you're a manager, that is your job to do something. I get when you're sitting in a meeting and you say, "Hey, listen," all of a sudden it's like, "Hey, we're going to put in all new fiber optics." Bill, what do you think? You help that? I'm like, I don't know if I can do much.
I can try.
I'll try, whatever. I
Walk
get
me
that
through
part.
it.
But when it happens, spur of the moment, right in front of you, and you go with it, that's not my job.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't do it.
Ben says, I got a couple coworkers that say that from time to time, and I couldn't think less of them.
Say something else.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
And when you think
Say something else.
you think you're above that of anything, no chance.
Or below. I mean, if you think you're below, just say, "I'll give it a whirl."
There you go.
I'll give that
trying.
a whirl.
Yeah.
Like Bill doing
If
fiber optics.
you're below, Bill, can you help? Hey, they're putting up new stoplights and stuff. We want you to run the timing of them down O Street. All right, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, let's
just
give
look
that
at
a
it.
whirl.
Let's give it a whirl.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's give it a whirl.
Let's give that a whirl.
Let's give that a whirl. Yeah. Anything else in the
yes,
text line,
we have
Jake?
some more. Too Ripped to Quit says, John Candy is now my favorite actor.
I love that
RIP
story.
still.
I love that story.
The guy came out. The producer comes out and goes, "John, we got a roll here." He goes, "I will. Let me finish hauling getting these crates moved."
Yeah.
Imagine, can you see him walking in? "Hey, big guy, Want to get a little hand here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no
problem. He's the star of the movie.
In Candy's, you can tell he's a good dude.
Would you not have thought that about him?
Yeah, I love that story.
Gino says in your job description, it says also duties as assigned is what you are required to do.
Okay, duties as assigned.
Yeah. So on top of that, if you're expected to do it, then do it. Shock Dog says, in the world of coaching, I love this take, Coach. We preach accountability to our players at East High School baseball.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
East High School baseball.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool. They're playing now.
Yeah. A classic example of would be like that. It's not my job. Would be, East had an incredible run last year in baseball.
They did.
Can you imagine the starting shortstop like that. Hey, grab the ball bag or the bats and balls at that. Not my job. I don't do that.
We've all seen that.
We've all seen it.
I just hope I haven't done much of that.
It all could fall under.
I'm sure I have a
could
little
fall under
bit.
cool parenting tips too. Of, hey, teach your kids this. Everything is your job. Pitch in. Anything else, Jake?
Yeah, we have one final one that is kind of the opposite, but you understand when I say this. Tommy says, I loved hearing coworkers say, not my job, because I would make it my job, learn everything I can, and leave them in the dust. At the very least, I got experience out of it.
That also makes sense. It also makes sense because he looked at him like clowns.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like as soon as someone says that,
this is great.
As soon as someone says that to you, right away you're just like you're completely
turn off.
Yeah, completely. I can remember just like saying,
turn off.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Anyway,
that's Bill's
Them's Fighting Words,
sponsored by Dirk Scott and Ty at Mid Plains Advisors. Them's Fighting Words on a Wednesday. Good response, Bill. Nice one today. It's that's not my job.
Thank
Why
you
not?
for that.
It can't
That's
be your job.
inspirational. Take that with you today, Jake. Take that with you.
I will.
Take that to Memphis with you.
I'll do that too.
It comes up quite often.
It does.
Things are going on.
I've failed in that way, I'm sure, occasionally.
Things come up.
Don't laugh.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm not
And don't give
laughing.
any
I just gave
examples.
it a quick.
I think I failed in that way a few
Yeah.
times. Well, that's not my job. I ain't doing that.
Well, it is your job.
Kind of see it.
It is part of your job to play the game show.
Yes,
right
okay, that's
now.
my job.
464-5685. Call the Takedown Sip in trivia. Today, we're going back to one of our favorite topics. It's been a few months since we've done this. Wildcard Wednesday. Lincoln intersections. Oh yeah. Get your
Come on, you should be
GPS
good.
in town.
We have
should
no
be better.
excuses. We have no excuses.
We know both sides of the town.
Do you know your businesses, your
We've lived in
restaurants?
You have the South covered. I have the North covered.
Yeah,
We should be
I spent
fine.
a lot of time in the north also.
Have you,
I have.
though? You venture over here?
Yeah, I've ventured over the north. I lived in the north.
464-5685.
Wrestling's north.
Shut up,
true.
Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the Takedown Sip in trivia. 1-1 is the record on the week today. Lincoln intersections. This is a popular topic
Yes,
with
it's a
you
good
and the
one.
listeners. The lines were jacked over here, which is great.
Yeah.
Bill, you feel okay about this too?
I enjoy this one.
Yeah,
I do.
it's
I
good.
enjoy this.
It's challenging.
Don't and keep your phones down. Don't look at your phone, not you or the callers about
Yeah,
your
please
GPS.
no
Come on.
Googling.
Just use your internal map. Okay, we got Zach.
Use your internal GPS.
Yeah, Zach, how do you feel about Lincoln intersections today?
Decent.
All right. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, Bill is a lifeline for SIP for one question as always. First question goes to you, Zach. What restaurant is at the northwest corner of 14th and P?
13th and P. Northwest corner.
Northwest corner. 14th and P. 5 seconds here, Zach.
Raising Cane.
Brilliant.
Only a few blocks away from here, yep. Raising Cane's is correct at 14th.
I don't know how to put it together.
And P.
That's not shocking. It's not like, whoa, really?
I wouldn't have put that together.
We should get this one right. Okay.
That's troubling that I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
1-0 lead for Zach. SIP first question. What bar is at the southeast corner of 14th and O? So we got 14th and P. What's at 14th and O, the southeast corner?
Sandy's.
I had that.
Brilliant. Sandy's is correct, so Bill is still in play. Back to you, Zach, for the lead last question. What bank is on the southwest corner of 56th and South?
No Google.
No Google. 56th.
I can
and-
actually see the bank, but I don't know the name of the bank.
5 seconds for you, Zach.
56.
Cornhusker Bank.
Cornhusker Bank. Brilliant. Cornhusker Bank.
No, I would have needed you on that.
All right, well, Bill is in play here for you. 2-1 deficit.
We're in a 2-1 hole.
Yeah.
To force the tiebreaker.
Pickle.
Here's your last question. What hotel is on the northeast corner of 8th and R?
Northeast corner.
I don't even know if 8th and R even exists.
It does
Yeah, it's
exist.
down in the Haymarket.
Rail yard.
What
Haymarket.
corner?
The northeast.
Okay, I'll get this. I think the north east. North east.
5 seconds.
I mean, there's just a gaggle of hotels down there. I just can't.
You can use Bill if you need him. Can
Can
you help, Bill?
West Side.
Is it a Marriott property? Yes, a Marriott.
How about the Courtyard Marriott?
Yeah,
We can do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Courtyard Marriott.
I was thinking Hyatt Place, but that's across the street up there.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gone.
we're in overtime. The Hyatt is in the rail yard area.
We're in overtime.
The Hilton Garden Inn's across the street.
Yes.
from us in that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, this goes to Zach, and you guys go over under Zach's number. Zach, how many years has Sandy's been at its current 14th and O location?
It's been at 8 different
You
locations.
know, but the current location. How long has it been at the current
Oh God, that's
location?
a caveat.
Yeah, the caveat.
Not around in general. The current
Want
spot.
me to spell caveat for you?
Please do. Zach, this goes to you.
So this goes to me.
Yes, this is for you, and they'll go over under your number.
Man,
I think it might even be. I don't know.
I knew. I think it was like a McDonald's before Sandy's or something like that.
That's all right. No, that might be right.
I wonder why
That's
Sandy's.
my thought. Let's say 38 years.
Okay, 38 years over under.
Yeah, I think it's way under.
Under 38 years. 27 years at 14th and O. It has been around since 1972. Moved
How many locations?
3 times.
That's it?
Yeah. They moved 3 times total, and they moved to the current location in November of 1997.
Okay, 97.
Elk Creeks.
Wow,
Elk Creek Water still around.
Think about November.
Ago, still there.
Think about November of 1997 in this city. That was a good year. That was a good time.
That was a good time.
Those are
Congrats,
good times.
Zach. We got you bagel to coffee, but calling down the road. Nice try. He played well. What 2-2?
He did really well.
Really well.
He nailed some stuff. Thank you.
Jake,
So-
that was interesting. Those are fun.
Intersections are popular. People
Intersections
like-
are always fun.
Yeah,
They
we'll
are.
do that more often, probably.
That was fun.
It wasn't that fun. I wouldn't do it that much. It's
Once every
okay.
couple months. There, you know.
It's not my
So-
job.
It's not my job. Do you think Schindler would ever say that?
No.
No,
Shin
are you
Daddy?
kidding me? He
Imagine
embraces
Shin
every
Daddy
job.
saying, "Not my job."
What if you said, "Hey, stop! That is my job.
Right.
Yeah.
Take it, my job. Come on."
Yeah, it's Shin Daddy having prices right, and he has the set.
He has the set. Had it brought out by semi trailer.
Semi trucks.
Yes.
Amazing man.
Reminder:
Okay, go
Heavenly
ahead.
Waffles is in the building. They are serving right now. It's past 8 o'clock, 8 to 11. Come on by for breakfast. Heavenly Waffles. Bob and Kathy here at 1040 O Street. The spillover is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Weedman Lawn Care, the term care in our name is more than part of our title. It's the heart of our company culture. If we don't care and support our team members, how can we expect them to care for you and your lawn? As evidenced by Weedman's 5-star reviews online, we consistently show our sincere care for our customers' needs. And we absolutely care for the communities we serve by donating to local schools, baseball fields, food banks, and the Ronald McDonald House. Go to weedman.com now
Our caring culture will give your family the lawn it deserves.
Mosaic is a nonprofit, whole-person healthcare organization that embraces God's call and relentlessly pursues opportunities that empower people with diverse needs to live their best lives. Mosaic in Southeast Nebraska, serving Lincoln and Beatrice, would like to invite you to their monthly Discover the Possibilities tour events. Events are held on the third Wednesday of every month and are a great way to understand Mosaic's mission. To RSVP, please contact Melindy at 402-429-0088 or visit mosaicinfo.org/Southeast Nebraska.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through March 26th is spend $25 and receive a free 10-ounce New York strip. Limit 4 per visit. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Locations on 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It will be breezy and a little cooler. We'll see an afternoon high around 49. Tonight, probably cloudy, low around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see probably sunny skies, a little breezy, but a little warmer, a high around 58. Our meteorologist, Kyle Tucker, for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover with Chris Raff and AD, sponsored by Computer Hardware. Stop by if you have any issues with your Apple products, watches, computers, phones, to Computer Hardware, the Nebraska's Apple Store, 70th and O in Lincoln, also statewide in Lincoln, or is it Kearney, Hastings, and Grand Island. See Trip on the team in Lincoln at 70th and O, Computer Hardware. Gentlemen, it's Wednesday, and Heavenly Waffles are back in the building. We got sweet potato hash with corned beef. Is that what is this?
Corned beef, sweet potato hash.
It tastes good. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm not in general a corned beef fan. This tastes very good, though. Like, if you're with someone that says, that's not for me, I think this tastes pretty good. I mean, it's never tasted bad ever with Bob from Heavenly Waffles. They always make it happen. But this is delightful.
Yeah, you definitely want to try it. Like, you're like, does that sound like breakfasty? But then you have it, and it is like...
Tastes good.
It is absolutely insanely
Have
good.
we not learned in this life, AD, Raf, that it's just you should never question Bob when he's bringing stuff in.
Exactly.
Even if it sounds like, hey, I'm not sure this is for me. No, it is. Trust me. And you taste it. Yep, you're right. That was for me.
Yeah.
It's a man who gets it. It's a man who gets it. But
he has never let me down. I could say that. He has never let me down.
Stop on by. He's here. They're here from till 11 o'clock. Heavenly Waffles are serving. So come get a coffee at the mill and get a breakfast from Heavenly Waffles, 1040 O Street. Hang with us here until 11 o'clock. All right, guys. Last night we had the first four games, or there's two games of the first four. We had
technically one.
Yeah. 16 seed Wagner beat Howard by 3. And then in a game that no one's surprised by because Virginia never scores the basketball at all.
That was bad, man.
Virginia gets pounded. I mean, pounded by Colorado State, 67-42. Imagine, I mean, it could happen in Nebraska, I guess, but just imagine bowing out of the dance with a 42-point performance to show.
At least they scored 28 in the second half.
Yeah, I suppose they're rough. I mean, they had, 14 at halftime?
14.
They had 14.
How do you score 14 points at halftime, man?
Because Tony Bennett teams don't score. They're defensive minded, and guess what? Good offense overcomes good defense, but you can't just all of a sudden start playing good offense if you don't have offense all year long. Because things tighten up in the dance, and Virginia just cannot. It's so hard to watch that product. And that's why people said, get Indiana State in the dance. Give Oklahoma a chance. We don't need to see Virginia and their boring, plodding offense struggle through a game. That's exactly what we got, and very forgettable. Today's game, you have a 10-seed Boise State against Colorado to play into the tournament or to get to the next round, I guess the first round of the dance. Did you guys catch any games last night?
I tried to watch the Virginia game, and I can't do this. I had it on, but I was doing work. I wasn't even paying it. When they got that bad, I was looking more at the memes that were popping up on Twitter, talking about the game than anything else. Though the Wagner Howard game was a good game, though. That was a good game.
I watched
71-68 final score.
That was like the game to kick off March Madness because Wagner was ahead the entire game. They're up by 13, pretty comfortable. And then all of a sudden it gets towards the end of the game. Howard starts making that run. They had three-point attempts at the end of the game to tie it up, but it wouldn't go in. But it was just like you get that twinge, that feeling of, we're back.
Friday of all the madness coming here.
Yep.
You guys probably didn't hear this. I mean, maybe you did, but in our show on early break, this hour, we had Lee Sterling on from Paramount Sports, and Lee not only picked Texas A&M to beat Nebraska, he picked A&M to go to the Final Four. Now, that's what's going to be painful. Is number one, okay, you lose to Trev and A&M in the first round. If Trev somehow beats Nebraska and then gets all the way to the Final Four, this state will burn. Right? It's so sad.
And Lee, and I think like what you guys said in this early break is that Lee's going to be objective.
Yes.
He has no connection to Nebraska or biases toward Nebraska. That's his business. He studies this stuff all year long. But yeah, I don't see Texas A&M going to the Final Four. I hope they're done Friday night. As far as that goes,
that'd be great.
And for me, I can give a rat's tail if they're playing Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Texas. I just want Nebraska to advance. I just want them to advance. I want them to get that under their belt and get that advance.
I've been pretty consistent in saying that. I've seen all these predictions of Houston to the Final Four, and then that's chalk. I think the winner of A&M Nebraska beats them. I think Houston's done in the second round. I don't think they're gonna. That's the one seed that's gonna fall for sure. They have so many issues scoring.
You still think they're shell shocked from getting blown out, and they're
possibly, and they might be. I haven't watched a ton of them, but when I've watched them, it is an absolute struggle to score, and you have to score in the dance. We saw Virginia as a defensive team, they lost by 25 points because they can't score. Now Houston's way better than Virginia, but the point is that if you're defensive minded first, you can lose pretty quickly in the dance.
Yeah.
And I would watch. I mean, Longwood is not going to beat them, Houston, but Longwood is going to scare them for a little bit. They score the ball.
Well, they
shoot well.
Well, if they do win, Nick will have his bedazzled T-shirt.
Yes,
so
he will.
Be good to go.
Yes.
That game might be over before he gets his shirt. Did he get his gear yet?
Well, check with him.
To see
His girlfriend's bedazzling a T-shirt for him. So
yeah, that's very juvenile by Nick Sainert.
Yeah, Longwood. I'm not even sure. We'll have to ask him that during the show.
Please do.
How he thought of Longwood. I told him, Jake, I've spoke there a few times. That dawned on him. I was like, wait a minute, I've been to that campus. Very small campus, cool looking campus in Virginia, but I think it might be. It's similar to the size of Nebraska Wesleyan's campus.
Yeah.
It may be even a bit smaller. So it's not a big campus, but that's why you love March Madness. You got schools that you've never heard of.
Yep.
I mean, never. In fact, who was it knocked out Purdue last year?
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Fairleigh Dickinson. I mean, it makes you cool because you have to be, all of a sudden, you have to go to a map and Google and say, okay, where's the school at?
Farmville, Virginia.
Farmville, Virginia. So it'll be interesting.
Oh, look at Nick. Nick's fist pumping Farmville, Virginia. Is your bedazzled shirt on underneath that? He's got the shirt. He's got the shirt
today. Jake, let me ask you this before we bail out. Are you heading to Memphis?
I am.
When do you fly out?
So this is a good plug. We will have Buffalo Wings and Rings tomorrow and Friday for our March Mayhem event from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I will be there for the first several hours tomorrow to help set up with the ping pong balls. Again, reminder, the first 64 people who show up, the doors open at 10:15 tomorrow. 10:15 doors open. First 64 people get a ping pong ball. If your team that you pick ends up in the Final Four, we got prizes, gift cards, all sorts of. We have some crazy good stuff this year we get for prizes. Also, we have prizes just for showing up throughout the day. Top of the hour from noon to 5. We will do tons of giveaways Thursday and Friday. But on that note, I will be flying out of Omaha with Eric Strickland at 3:50 p.m. Thursday tomorrow.
Nice.
So I'll be at Wings and Rings from I'll set up with Nick and everything 9 o'clock. Be there till probably 1:30, and then bounce to Omaha.
That's going to be a good trip.
So please come on by to Wings and Rings. It's always a fun time. I'll miss being there for Friday, but I also want to see Nebraska. If they can get their first ever game, I want to be there. I regretted not going 10 years ago. So I always said I want to be at the first ever tournament win, and I didn't go.
Yeah.
And they didn't win, so I didn't miss it. I'd be so pissed if I was able to go and didn't see him in person. So hopefully I can bring back the joy that So
are you going as a fan, or are you going as
I'm
press?
going to go as press.
So there'll be no Benedict Trev shirt on.
The shirt will be seen in Memphis, just not during the actual game itself. Now, I'm bringing the shirt with me to the bars, the scene. Maybe Saturday, if they win, I'll be there on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday's a free day. I'll go watch some basketball at a bar, and I wear my Benedict shirt, and the people will like that.
Run into Trev.
But no, I am not going to have that shirt at the arena.
On press row.
No. That's an interesting shirt choice there, Mr. Media Man. Yes, it is, sir.
That's not unbiased by any stretch.
It's fine. If it's found in the closet, put it on today. That's it for us. The Drive with Raf, AD, and Amon Green is next for Steve Sipple and Bill Busch. I am Jake Sorensen. We will see you tomorrow.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation.